Hey everybody, Chug Plays here, Conflicted Streamer Podcast, Episode 2, with my good buddy from the UK, my Warzone friend, another good streamer, talk to him every single day, Mr. Nickfights. How you doing, bud?
Yeah, I'm doing good, mate. Over here, coming to the end of the mini heat wave we've had over here for the last week and a half.
Yeah, I was about to ask you if when the heat wave is going to end, because you sound like
Uh,
you're dying every day that I talk to you.
yeah, that's why I haven't been streaming because I've been dying and my PlayStation's been beeping, overheating, and turning off. But that's just like saying the UK. That's like humidity and overcast all the time. So even when that's not, temperature wise that high, that's like still stuffy and hot and things like that, and you can't get out of the heat because we don't have air conditioning houses, not many of them. Not
Yeah,
like you lot.
yeah, we've got our outside unit, like the main house unit, and then we've got two window units upstairs, and there's a fan right above me, and then there's two fans upstairs. So, like right now, it's 73 in the house, and our outside unit's not even running. Just the fans are running.
No wonder you're always wearing that beanie and a hoodie.
Dude,
You're always cold.
it gets cold in here. Like not like shivering cold, but it's like chilly. It's weird. I don't like it.
Yeah.
But
I would.
I'm comfortable in that though. Like I can walk. Like if I was wearing a hoodie right now, I could walk outside and be comfortable, even though it's like 86 outside right now. I'm comfortable in it for some reason. I don't know why. Like I'm used to the cold for the most part, but like snowy cold weather and being in a house with where it's just like chilly because of the air, it's two completely different things.
Yeah. I would say you can get out of the cold, but you sometimes, well, over here you can't get out of the heat.
Yeah, I mean it's been hot here, but it's not been humid hot. So it's more tolerable for me. Like I can mow outside when it's 92 degrees. Like I'll sweat, but it's not unbearable hot.
Yeah.
Because in the evenings when I mow, it's still 90 degrees. Like at 5 or
Can't get
6.
out mowing that grass. You've been mowing that for about a month now.
I've explained myself numerous times about the grass. I'm not going to explain it anymore. Um, into the podcast. How long have you been streaming? I want to say 2 years because I don't think you've actually told me.
No, about a year and a half. It was April the 20th, 2019, which I know because I looked back a few months ago to see, because I've got a list in my channel what games I've played and completed. And the first game which I completed, I looked up on the Xbox to see when an achievement popped,
Yeah.
like the first achievement, which was the 20th of April 2019.
Okay. I know. Well, a few times before me and you, like really talked. You said in some other chats before. This has been months ago. Probably almost close to a year ago. It was back in maybe like October, November. That you wanted to quit streaming. Why did you want to quit, and why didn't you quit?
Well, I think that's like a lot of people. I mean, I hit affiliate after about 3 months. I think I hit affiliate around July,
Yeah.
and it was never, and it's never been about making money off Twitch. I don't think I'm ever going to make like any notable money on Twitch. I think I've had one payout in like a year or so, which is nice, but it's never been about that. It's always been about being in the chat and talking to people and meeting people and stuff like that. That's what it was about. But I mean, I got to a stage last year where I think I did like a 7 or 8 hour stream. It was LA Noir, and I like had nobody in the chat at all
Been there
for
before.
like 8. Yeah, but for like 8 hours, and I was like, oh great. And then I looked like the next day, and I was like, oh, and not only have I had no one in the chat after 8 hours of streaming, I actually lost 2 follows.
Yeah, that shit, it will fucking wear you down. Like I remember when I started, I streamed for months. I mean, I talked about this on the last podcast to one person who was rarely there. They would pop in for maybe like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and then there would just be no one there. And I'd done the same thing, 7, 8 hour streams. And I would get random people, but it's not like the chat is now. Like how your chat is, you consistently have people talking. My chat, I consistently have people talking. It wasn't like that. They'd pop in, say something, and then that would be it. And then, because I done the same thing when I first started looking at viewers, I'd look after the stream and be like, damn, 3 people in fucking 8 hours, and I only talked to one person? Why the fuck am I even doing this?
Yeah, which that is what it is, and that's, we don't want to sound like entitled or saying people should watch us playing our video games on the internet and stuff like that. But there's so many other things you could be doing
Yeah.
with that time. You
It's,
don't want to feel like you're wasting your time. I mean, I think that helped me a bit when I downloaded Streamlabs chatbot, and I can actually see, even though people say they don't, I think most people do look at how many viewers they got in there, but that will actually tell me who's in the chat as well, so I can see if people are lurking, and which is a weird thing. Whereas when who was it? Someone in the chat, Shenworld was Johnny Fraser. He changed his Twitch name from Johnny Fraser to Shenworld, but he said, "Oh, I've lost all my channel points in your name and
yeah.
your stream because." So I went in there, found him up, and I found a few guys that I've seen, and they've watched me up there with Perktown for like over 100 hours,
Yeah.
but they never really say anything in chat. Which fair enough. If they just want to watch me play the games and not chat, that's fair enough. I mean, similar to you, I lurk in my fair share of streams, especially like Resident Evil 2 and Final Fantasy ones, where I just lurk, like to see what they do and listen to the music and stuff like that. But
Yeah. I mean, I don't remember how many hours I've watched your stream just in the time that I started watching your stream. I'm nearing like 100 hours just in the time that I don't know what, 6 months, maybe 7 months or
yeah,
something like that.
yeah, was it just before or just after Christmas?
And but I mean, I bounce around from so many different streams because I want to talk to everybody. Like when you're on, or Shibby's on, or Becca's on, or whoever it is, it's like I want to say hi to everybody. Like I want to be in everybody's channel, but I can't be in there all the time for everybody. So I just bounce around and bounce around and bounce around. And even like new people that I've met, it's like I lurk a lot. I lurk your channel, Becca's channel, Liquid's channel, Armageddon, clearly. Like, I lurk everybody's channel. Like, I'm sure people think I'm an asshole because I don't say anything in their chat or they think I don't come to their streams. It's like, no, I've been to your streams. Like, don't think that I've not, but also don't think that you could say something because I could be in your chat and you not even know I'm there, and then I call you out on it, and then you're like, oh, fuck, maybe he does come to my streams.
Yeah.
Like, it happened to Clearly one time. Like, I was in his stream for like an hour. Maybe he did, or maybe he didn't see me in his stream. I don't know if he watches who's in there and who's not. But he said something, and like he mentioned my name, and then I said something to him in his chat, and he was like, "Oh shit, you're in the stream." And like, he didn't say anything bad. It was just I caught him off guard, and it's like I watch people's streams. They just think that I don't because I don't say anything.
Yeah. But like I said, that's because I can see when people are in. I think I had this about a month or so ago where Treading Lightly he was sort of lurking, and I could see he was there,
Yeah.
and I was like making fun of, and that's because I know he was there, and
Yeah.
I was looking at the camera because I think he knew. He then realised I knew he was lurking, but I
Yeah.
would, that is sort of a cardinal sin when it comes to streaming. Like, don't call out people who are lurking
Yeah.
and stuff like that because you know they might, I mean, I know you've been doing a lot of work around the house, like doing your floors and stuff like that. So if you've got like your phone up on the thing and you're sort of watching whilst like, cleaning your floors, doing a bit of housework,
Yeah.
that is what it is. And I do the same. Like sometimes I'll be like watching Twitch on the iPad, washing up or cleaning or doing something, and
Yeah.
that's fine. If someone doesn't want to talk in chat, they don't have to talk in chat.
Yeah. I mean, usually if you guys are on like, and I need to do something like you said, do the floors, do laundry, or get food for the dogs or whatever, it's like I'll turn your stream on and I'll just sit my phone down with the volume up. I do the same thing with podcasts. So I don't care if you say something about me or if I'm in the chat or not in the chat. I mean, I don't know who's in my chat unless they're talking in chat. But I mean, I'll say anything. I don't care. And sometimes I say stuff and some of you guys are in chat and that'll cause you to speak up.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't bother me. Like I'll say it to you even off stream. I don't care one bit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but if we know each other, like that I know if you're in chat, that's fine. I mean,
yeah,
don't call out people who you see they're new into the chat
yeah,
and they've never said a word, and don't call them out asking for follows and stuff. Because I remember there's a streamer who I watch sometimes. They don't do it now, but they had, and I don't even know how you do that, and I wouldn't want to. Where as soon as they got into the chat, like the chat bot would call them out, like welcome them to the stream before they've even typed anything. I was like, a lot of people don't like that.
yeah. That's a weird thing. Like there's certain channels that I stopped watching. I talked about this on the last podcast too, because it's just too cluttered, and that can go for a chat bot as well. Like mine pops up. I have mine set to pop up like every 45 minutes or like an hour for like Discord and stuff and the merch things. And sometimes it'll like double post, which I don't understand that. But then there's people that'll have like paragraphs of like their YouTube, like a welcome to the stream. Um, there's another thing too. The oh shit, I had it in my head. The thing that pops up and says stuff like hit the follow button and things like that. It's like,
Yeah.
I mean, I get it, but it, I don't know if that helps. I don't know if that helps you as a streamer though, because
No, I mean, I've never saw one of those posts come up in chat. Oh, if you like what you see, press the follow button. I'm like, well, yeah, that's just a given. You don't need to say that. If I like what I see, I will press the follow button because I want to see it again.
yeah, it's
And
like
if anything, that could put me off
yeah,
sometimes.
it throws me off, and it's like I said, I get it, but I don't know if that helps. I mean, it's like you said, if I don't need to be reminded to hit the follow button if I like what I see. Like that's just human nature. If you like something,
Yeah.
you're gonna get it. Like if you see a T-shirt you like, you're like, oh, I like that. Maybe someone should come and hold up a sign that says, hey, if you like this T-shirt, you should buy it. It's like, no, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that for follows either. It's like
Yeah, well, you wouldn't get that in a TV show, would you? Where the whole TV show would stop and say, "Oh, if you like this TV show, just to let you know, there's many more seasons available on Netflix and Hulu, and if you go to this website and all that, it's like, well,
Yeah.
no, that's
What?
if I like something I watch, I'll maybe see if that's on again and press series link, which is same as follow.
Yeah, and with TV shows, it's usually at the beginning. I haven't watched cable TV in a long time. Usually at the beginning of a show, like say it's like Friends or Home Improvement, they'll show like a screenshot of the show, and then it'll say like Tuesdays at 8 o'clock or something like that. Or they'll do it at the end of the show, and it'll be Tuesdays at 8 o'clock on this channel. Like that's the most advertisement that they do for the show.
Yeah.
So it's like you said, there's nothing in the middle of the show that's like, oh yeah, Tuesdays 8 o'clock on ABC. This will be on. Make sure you tune in. It's like you already told me, and it's I already know what channel this comes on. The reminder is either at the beginning or the end. And if anything, I would like for people to even if you didn't follow, you could join the Discord. You'll get the notification. So, and if you don't know how you feel about my channel, maybe join the Discord and like fill it out. Like, you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, my Discord's not as big as yours. I mean, you've got a brilliant Discord chat. Obviously, we love it in your Discord chat, Chug.
Yeah. Everybody loves my
Like the old
Discord
wars.
chat for some reason.
Yeah, even when you're not there, we're sort of, oh, we got to get in Chug's
It's
chat.
weird. I wake up sometimes and there's like 4 people in my voice chat, and I'm not even there. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, I don't know. It seems dirtier in your voice chat than everybody else's. We were in Perk Towns yesterday because your Discord went wrong, and it just wasn't the same. It didn't feel right.
Yeah, I've tried to be in other people's voice chat, and I'm just like, I don't know. I think my Discord swamp is a little bit better. But we've used mine
Yeah.
for.
But I think I'm similar to you with at the end of the stream, I'll say when I'm next going to stream again.
Yeah,
I probably don't stream on that day anyway.
I don't.
Because
Well, sometimes I do. I don't.
Yeah.
But
like I said, I can't really have a schedule of streaming because I work, shifts, so like earlies, middles, night shifts and stuff like that.
yeah.
So it would be nice, like Perktown, he streams Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
Doesn't he do
like 10? Yeah.
He does like the learn fast races. Doesn't he do that on Sunday?
Oh yeah, he does that on Sunday as well for like, I think that's usually an hour or something.
Yeah.
But that's usually just a quick stream, which is it's pretty good. But like I said, I'll know when Perktown is streaming. So this week when I'm on the night shift, I'll be able to see more of his stream, because I think that was one of the reasons why I was thinking about finishing streaming, because I got into a routine where I would be streaming and I would finish in the UK like 8-9 o'clock time, and that is when Perktown used to start streaming at like 2:30, 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
Over your time. So I would always, Perktown would be in my stream for like half an hour to an hour while he's getting his stream set up. Then I'd raid him when I'd finished and stuff like that. And then when obviously he, moved shifts because his job changed, which is fair enough, it is what it is. So, I like Perktown, but I don't want to get up at like 3 o'clock in the morning to watch his streams. I watch some of the VODs.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's, I suppose, because like I said, that changed, and then there weren't as many people about, let's say, in chat. But then that was coming, October, November, that's hitting winter. So maybe that had something to do with it as well.
Yeah, if the world was on one, like the standard time, because you run 0 to midnight, right? Is that how it runs? Your time?
Yeah.
0 to midnight?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So I think at one point they were trying to get the world on one fixed clock schedule, like doing away with like daylight savings time and things like that, to where everyone was on the same type of schedule. I don't really know how the fuck it would work. I might just be making that.
Depending on where you are, it'd be like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It'd be dark outside.
Yeah, it was. I might have just. It's.
I think they were trying to do away with daylight savings time because I'm not sure exactly, depending on who you listen to, why that was brought in. A few people say that was brought in like during one of the wars because they didn't want people to be working in the factories like at night time sort of thing, because then obviously they got the lights on when they're making all like the shells and stuff. So when the planes are going over the top of them, they could see them there. So they done daylight savings time to get an extra hour or so of work a day, because that used to, like over here, if we're not got daylight savings time, that's about 3:30, 4 o'clock. That'd be completely dark.
Yeah.
When they changed daylight savings, that's like 5 o'clock. So I think it was getting an extra hour working a day, which doesn't matter now because, well, I don't think there's people trying to bomb us at the moment.
Never know.
You never know. Turn the light off quick.
We have a crazy virus from China, so our president doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. So there might be some bombings in the works that we don't know about. I have no fucking idea. Yeah, the quitting streaming thing. I went through the same problem. I had a very skewed outlook on expectations of what I thought was gonna happen when I started. Not so much of, oh, I'm gonna make affiliate and things like that. It's just, I just wanted people to talk to in chat. I didn't care about affiliate or anything like that.
Same with me.
It was like, it's very difficult for people to find your channel when you're starting out.
Yeah.
And the expectations of whether you've been streaming for 2 months or you've been streaming for 2 years, you don't just start streaming and then be like, well, where's everybody at? Why is no one in here? Like, it takes time. It takes work. And it's like, I don't think that some people really put in the effort into their stream. It's like, I'm not a big fan of watching streams without cameras because
me too.
It face to face or face to chat is a different kind of feeling. Like my stream or your stream, it wouldn't be the same if we didn't have a camera. Have you always streamed with a camera though?
Yeah, pretty much from when I started. Before I was affiliate, I would just be pretty much the same as you in my living room on the couch, and I had like a camera with a little tripod plugged straight into the Xbox. But then I had my headset, and I used the headset mic, which wasn't the best, but it got the job done. And I thought, oh, I'm enjoying this sometimes, and then I think I got raided once by someone with like 15 viewers. I was like, oh my god, 15! And then I sort of hid. I was like, what do you say?
Yeah.
So I know you had a bigger raid than that at one point.
Yeah, it was almost 70 people.
Yeah.
But I don't, if I just cut my camera off and tried to stream, I don't think that anybody would be in my stream, in the chat. Because I'm streaming with a camera.
Yeah. I don't know if maybe that says anything bad about me, but like if I'm looking through, streams I haven't been to, if there's like hardly anyone streaming live, or I don't feel like going to some of those streamers, and I just sort of flick through. I'll flick through the thumbnails. I'll look at two things: how many viewers have they got, and have they got a camera?
Yep.
And usually it doesn't matter how many viewers they got. If they got a camera, you see it better, don't you? Because you think, oh, there's someone there, and then it's like you're talking to someone. I mean, I've got quite bad hearing.
Yeah.
I mean, you noticed earlier when we didn't have audio how I was reading your lips what you were saying, even though I couldn't hear what you were saying.
Yeah.
But that's what it is. So I do actually read lips. So I just find it easier talking to people on stream if I can see them.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are like that though. Like there's some streamers that I watch that don't have cameras, but that a random person, like you said, looking through the thumbnails, it's like I don't know them. So like Liquid doesn't use a camera. I would like for him to, but
Yeah.
like I know Liquid. I like other than streaming because I talk to Liquid through Warzone and stuff. So it's easier for me to watch them if I know them, and because I already have like a friendship with that person, so I kind of know how they are. I can keep the conversation if I'm not lurking, and trying to watch a random person that I don't know without a camera, it's almost excruciating to try to watch. Like I saw a stream the other day. I think it was a Bloodborne stream, no camera, straight off the PS4, and they had like 35 viewers. And I was like, how the fuck? What are they doing? And I guess it was like for gameplay, like whatever it is, blood level 4 or whatever, like the base level challenge or something like that. And it was like, oh, I guess all these people are here for gameplay.
Yeah, there is a big, following of certain games as well. I mean, you've noticed when you and I both streamed Bloodborne, I think we got a few more follows and views at the time, and that sort of went down after we finished. But I mean, that's not always the rule. I mean, like I said before, I follow the original Resident Evil 2 game on Twitch and Final Fantasy, some of those.
Yeah.
I would, if there was no one else that I could see, oh, someone's streaming Resident Evil 2. Like a couple of weeks ago, there's a fairly new streamer. I think he had about 10, 11 follows. He was doing Resident Evil 2 speed runs.
Yeah.
So I thought, oh, I'll just watch him, see how good this guy is, because I've watched people speed run Resi 2 before. And he was a British guy as well, so I was watching him. I was like, oh, he seems funny, and he was like talking in the chat and made me laugh. So I thought, huh, I like this guy. I'll give him a follow.
Yeah.
And I've watched him a few times. I mean, whether he gets a camera in the end, I don't know. But I'm not sure why people don't want to use a camera if they're that hung up on how they look. Maybe they should use a camera because they'll realise there's not that many assholes on stream that would come into your chat and just have a go at you. Maybe that's just because we're guys. Maybe that's different if you were a female, but I've never really seen people attacking people for how they look on streams before.
No, I've not encountered that either. I mean, people that know the people, that's different, but I've never seen anyone blatantly just go into someone's chat and be like, oh, you're fucking ugly, turn your camera off. Like, I don't ever see that. I never see that happen. And, I mean, maybe some people are worried that that would happen.
Yeah, so I
I
think.
imagine more so for female streamers than guy streamers because guys tend to not really care as much about how they look. And like OB King from my channel, he didn't use a camera for a little while, and then he finally got a camera, and I was like, fuck yeah, OB got a camera, hell yeah, because he's played some games where I've wanted to see his reaction because I can hear his voice, but I want to see his face when something happens and he's like, what the fuck, just what's going on? Like it just makes it much more engaging, and I feel like people are more inclined to watch you if you have a camera.
Yeah, because you can see them react to. I mean, that's the thing I say when you're playing older games. I've watched some people like JB Retro and people like that and Perktown who played like Resident Evil games or Shenmue games that I've loved and know inside out, backwards and forwards, where especially like the puzzle elements of the Resident Evil games, and when you see them work that out on stream and you see their face as like it clicks in their mind what they're supposed to do, it's it's kind of like you're living through them
Yeah.
in a way, because you remember how you felt when you worked that out.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yes, I worked it out. Yes, oh, I'm so happy. And then you see someone else do that, and
Yeah.
that's like you're happy for them, and that's like, it's like playing the game again for the first time, even though you're not playing and you're watching someone else play.
Yeah, it's like when I play Final Fantasy X. Like Vita's played it. I think Brahman's played through it, and it's like those sphere puzzles where you got to put them in different slots. It's like I don't know shit about that. Like it's taken me forever, and even they know how to do it, but like watching me like struggle for 20 minutes, half hour, it's like if I didn't have a camera, it would be boring as fuck.
Yeah.
And like growing up loving stand-up comedy and always like wanting to be on, it's like there's a camera out there and it's not like faces in an audience. That makes it easier for me, and like being on camera has never bothered me. And I don't. I mean, I can understand why it would bother some people, but if you are gonna create like live content, I think it's better that people can see your expressions and how you're reacting to stuff. Like if you're just putting out videos on YouTube, like 5-minute videos of how to do certain things, you don't need a camera. But when you're doing a live show, like it'd be like going to watch a comedian and you can't see them on stage and they're just telling jokes behind a blank wall. And it's if you can't see the context of their actions, it makes it less entertaining. It'd be like being blind and you're trying to figure out like what's going on in a movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so like I say, I mean, if I go to a stream and there's no camera, no voice at all, I think, well, and they're not interacting with chat as well in the chat, and I think, well, I might as well be watching a different channel, or I might as well be watching a YouTube video, because I think that's its market, Twitch. It's live streaming, and that's what makes it live. I mean, not that I want to attack anyone who doesn't want to use a camera.
Yeah.
And when I've asked people before, like Andy Social Gamer and a few other people, oh, why don't you use a camera? He just doesn't want to, and I don't want to push it too much, because I don't want to feel like I'm pressuring them for whatever reason they're not using a camera. I just feel like,
that makes sense.
For good or bad, I think you'd be more successful on Twitch with a camera.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. And I mean, Andy does a good stream though. He's very.
Oh yeah, I mean, if I don't care of all of us lot, our group, I think if he had a camera, I mean, if he had my setup, with the green screen and the camera,
yeah,
he'd paralyze all of us.
Oh yeah,
because he's got a proper British voice that people think we all have, but we don't.
Yeah.
He talks really well, and he can talk for hours at a time, and he has opinions on video games and stuff like that, but he just doesn't do pretty much any social media, or he doesn't do Facebook, Twitter. He won't even join Discord to do your podcast, even if he doesn't have a camera. So
Yeah, there's some people I want to ask to be on the podcast, but I don't think they'll use a camera for it.
Yeah.
So I have to work around that and try to. I don't want to say try to convince them, but see, like that's the whole thing too. Is that's my thing with podcasts. You know, I love Bill Burr, stand-up comedian, but he does an audio only podcast, which I listen to, but I like watching um, Burt Kreischer and Bill Burr together on camera like we're doing now. It's it's just more engaging to me, and I'm more inclined to watch. Like if I'm at the sink washing dishes, and like I put my phone down and I'm listening to Joe Rogan or whatever, and I can look over and see them, like interacting with each other, like that that elevates my interest in what I'm watching a lot more than if it was just audio.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I've done some audio only podcasts, and I know some podcasters that do, let's say, audio only, like pop culture gamers, and the one I'm on, 360 Gamercast. And it's weird because I knew the person who I've interacted with them on Facebook before.
Yeah,
So I sort of knew them through texts on Facebook and listening to them. But
yeah,
like I say, if you can see them and listening to them, you've got two of your senses paying attention at the same time. Whereas if you're just listening, that's just one of your senses paying attention. So, in my opinion, that's you've got twice as much chance of getting someone to notice you if you've got both. Because, like I said, you see their reaction. I mean, some of our reactions have been priceless. All of us who
yeah,
got cameras,
yeah,
and some of them I clip and steal the audio and use it for my stream.
yeah.
But but yeah, I'll show you how to do that one day.
I'll figure it out.
Well, that's the fun, figuring stuff out, and like getting on online and finding YouTube videos on how to do stuff, because that's like we say, put an effort into a podcast isn't, or not put into a YouTube. I'm getting all these words mixed up today. Twitch
Yeah,
streaming is the stuff we do off stream. I mean, you and me know we're always trying to work stuff out. How do we do this? How can we improve this? Shall we change something in our audio settings? Do we use a green screen? No green screen? And also working out, like, are we going to upgrade, the big B-roll back screens, overlays, stuff like that.
yeah,
So it's not just like the 2 or 3 hours you're actually Twitch streaming. You probably be thinking about that
yeah,
double in a week what you're actually doing.
yeah. I think during my stream, I think what I could do better. When I end the stream, I think, man, that was fucking horrible. I should change that. I think, what sounds could I use? I think about this shit like all the time about how I could make my channel better while simultaneously getting stuff done around the house that I need to get done. And it's like, I think some people confuse. I, I think some people that stream confuse what putting in the effort into your stream actually is. And it's like you can say that you're putting in the effort, but people know like when it's not there. Like I have a bunch of sound clips that I've got on the computer. I just don't know. I'm not really sure how to implement them yet. And it's like I'm working on a new Beer Out back screen, but I don't know if I like it. And like my starting soon music and my Beer Out back music, I put new music in there, and now I'm kind of iffy about it. And that's only been on there for a week. I might change it to something else. I don't know what I want to change it to. Should I put some Super Nintendo music back in there? What kind of stuff do people want to listen to on break? What would I want to listen to on break? What music what I want to listen to while I'm waiting for a stream on the starting soon screen, and it's like I'm so all over the place with things that I want to do and try to please people for coming into my stream, and it's like I know people don't come to watch me for gameplay, but it's the things in between. Like if there's bad Be Right Back music, it's like you don't really want to sit there, and it's like if I don't have good sound effects, people won't want to sub, and it's a it's a constant struggle of trying to figure out what people want. Like I'm gonna play what I want regardless, but there's other things that I can do to my stream to keep people around or engaged or be like, wow, this guy's constantly changing stuff up to try to see, you know, what's working and what's not working. And I don't think a lot of people do that.
No, I think that's what you say. The word effort. Like, what is the effort? Just shouting louder on stream, or more sound effects, or like I say, just streaming longer. Putting in 5-6 hours a day of streaming. You think, well, yeah, that might get you more views, but the people who are there might end up getting sick of you and think,
Yeah.
oh, I'll take a break or something like that and not watch his stream. I mean, if you get someone's attention for a little while, that's good, but you don't want to, like, bore them, do you?
Yeah, I mean, there's only so much you can talk about, and a good chat helps, which I'm thankful for, because chat knows I'll fucking say anything. I don't
Yeah.
give a shit. So
Yeah, that's the same as me. That's why we get on so well.
yeah, and that's why I feel comfortable streaming for 4 or 5 hours. And you know, not to knock on anybody's stream, but some chats that I see or have been to and don't watch anymore, like it's kind of kiddie. It's kind of kiddie like the chat. You know what I mean? And not that.
Yeah, it's like
Go ahead.
yeah, it's like the chat. You think, well, nothing's going on in chat. There's loads of messages, people are saying stuff, but they're not actually saying anything. No,
Yeah.
it sounds weird to say like that, but
No, I mean it's not that my chat is like sophisticated or anything like that. Like we bullshit around. The same
yeah,
thing in your chat, but it's it's kiddie, but there's there's real conversation. Like conversation that makes more people in the chat say things that I wouldn't expect that people say. Like actual like solid grounded opinions on things. And you look at other streams and it's just like, what the fuck are these people even talking about? It's just random like bullshit. It doesn't make any sense to me.
yeah. There's nothing better than when the chat is like there's 3 or 4 conversations going on between people in the chat.
Yeah.
These people are talking to each other, and I said it before. I was like, "That's right, you lot just carry on. I'll just play my games in the corner. Let me know when you want to talk." Jokingly, obviously, but
Yeah.
it's good. People talking to each other, and that's what Twitch and generally the internet, why it's so good and dangerous. You can talk to people from the other side of the world.
Yeah.
I know you used to be the telephone, but if it weren't for Twitch, I'd have never met you at all, would I?
No, probably not.
Probably.
I mean,
Yeah.
unless I move to England and you call me because you still need your toilet fixed.
Yep.
But I mean, I'm fine with people having their own conversations in chat, and usually that happens because I say something on stream that I probably don't know shit about because I'm a fucking moron, and it sparks conversation between 2 or 3 people, and then they're on that conversation, and I'm just like, you guys are talking about whatever, no fucking idea what you're talking about. Just glad you guys are fucking talking. So, and that helps me not have to worry about keeping up with what people are saying in chat. Like, I'll read it, I'll glance at it. If I don't know what's going on, like, I kind of zone out a little bit. And if there's, like, people flying off in chat with whatever they're saying, and they're like having a fine time debating or whatever, that's perfectly fine. That takes less pressure. That takes more pressure off me as a streamer because you guys are entertaining yourself at the moment. So it's, and I see that doesn't happen in a lot of streams that I've come across. It's just like I said, it just seems kiddie like, and it's boring.
Yeah, some of the chats are boring, and like I say, if nothing's going on in the chat, and irrelevant of who you watch and how well you like them, if they're playing a game that you're not interested in at all in the slightest,
Yeah.
and you find it boring, you're just going to be getting bored, aren't you? But
Yeah, you're bored with the streamer and what they're playing, and then you're bored with
yeah,
the chat. So it's like, well, I'm out of here. Bye.
yeah, yeah. It's like I'll come back when you're playing a different game
Yeah.
or something like that. But that is always the thing I've not worried, because that is what it is. Like, if I've missed someone who've said something in chat,
Yeah.
because the chat goes quick. So we had this, was it last week or something, where Liquid Fox put in the chat, "Oh, can I play Warzone with you tonight?" And it then went off the top of chat, and then you said, "Oh, Liquid said, can he play Warzone with us tonight?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, of course, mate." I mean, I said, once you've been in there with us, just look, if I'm in your Discord, like, audio chat, which I am quite a lot, if you've played with us, just jump in and say hi and we'll have a few matches, because I'll only be in your Discord audio as if I'm playing Call of Duty.
Yeah.
So just if someone had played with us, unless you're someone else, but if someone had played with us and we liked them, and I'm in there or you're in there, just jump in.
Yeah.
Like we've said it once, you don't have to ask permission every time.
Yeah. The only thing that you should ask any of us that play Warzone together, the only thing that you should ask is you should just make a post in the Discord saying, "Hey, I'm about to get on Warzone if anybody wants to play." That's the only thing that you should say. Like, you don't have to ask me. Like, if I'm
No.
playing Warzone, the only time that I don't make a post about Warzone is if I'm on there just checking something, like, I'll usually start the game and I'll check Battle Pass. I'll, like, maybe rework my loadout, see what operator missions I need to do. I might go ahead and just knock some dailies out of the way. And then I'll spend like 30 minutes doing that or whatever. And then I'll get in voice chat. And then I'll make a post because, I mean, some of us, like, Liquid works a weird schedule. I think he goes in like in the evenings or something like that. Whatever time he works. And it's like, so he doesn't have a lot of time. And usually I try to be on at like 3 or 4 my time, which is like 8 o'clock for you guys in the UK. And so I try to hurry up and do that real quick, or I just put it to the side and I just go ahead and get in voice chat if I see you guys in there. If you're already in voice chat, I'll just go ahead and get in there. And I can.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. If we're in voice chat, that means we're playing Warzone. Come and play.
Yeah.
If we're not in the voice chat, that means, if we are online, that might means, oh, we're just having a quick match and then we're going out, or, not to be rude, we just don't feel like
Yeah.
talking or playing with someone. I
Yeah.
mean, like I said, when I wasn't very well, when I was in hospital and I just came out, and I still didn't feel up to playing a lot, because one, I didn't feel too well and I was throwing up, and I just didn't feel like talking for a few days.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to sort of, feel a bit better before I started getting into, like, the voice chat and stuff like that, which is why I didn't stream as well, because, like I said, if you're not feeling right when you're streaming
Yeah.
or in any sort of thing like that, people notice just by looking at you and listening to you, think he's not feeling it today, which is why I mean, you're the same as me. If you don't feel like streaming because you're feeling under the weather or you're pissed off about something, then just don't stream because
Yeah.
no one needs to watch that.
Yeah, I'm really bad. Like if I'm in a bad mood, I think it was Friday when we were playing Warzone, or it might have been
It was
yesterday.
last night. You said you're in a bad mood.
Yeah, it was. I guess it was yesterday. It's like when I'm in that kind of mood, I don't want to stream because it like I'm really bad at reflecting my bad mood. And like if I'm in a bad mood, I know you guys will know when I'm in a bad mood. And uh, that's a bad look for me because then someone could come into the stream, say something that wouldn't really make me mad. It could just be something that I don't want to hear. Like they could come in there and be like, "Oh, you suck at this game," and I could just fucking flip because I'm already in a bad mood. And it's like I don't want to do that because that's not right because that's not really who I am. I'm just in a bad mood. You said some shit I didn't want to hear, and I'm fucking flipping out on you.
Yeah, and they might have said something that could have been a bit close, to what you are in a bad mood for. They're not saying deliberately because they don't know,
Yeah, I
because
mean they don't know.
we don't know everything about everybody's personal life and in
Yeah,
real life stuff, and nor should we really. You're only we should only know what people tell us or want to tell us. You shouldn't try to get all the gossip or invite or something. If someone said something and said it jokingly, but it was true, it could really upset you and upset them, and then, like I say, you could completely give up streaming
yeah. I mean
if it really kicked off.
it could potentially like ruin your channel by you being in a bad mood. Someone come in there and said something you don't like, and then you just fucking fly off and
Yeah.
you know whatever they say, and then it's like you know they could report you or do whatever it is that people do, and then like it could hurt you as a streamer. So it's
Yeah.
like
I
if
mean,
if I'm in that kind of mood, like I'm better off not streaming. I'm better off just taking a day, saying in Discord, hey, not streaming today, gonna stream whatever day, Wednesday.
yeah.
See you
I mean,
guys.
sorry, mate, you're sin when I've got in a bad mood or someone has said something to me a few times, like in Discord chat and on stream.
Yeah,
I'm I do fly off if I fly off, but when I'm got an audience, whether it's Twitch or voice chat, I will bite my tongue and sort of step back and go a bit quiet until it's time not to.
yeah,
So but if I'm already in that mood before I hit record, it's like no, because you can only bottle so much up before
you just
you kick off.
you just fucking explode, and it's
Yeah.
like even the smallest thing could do it. Like even like this is a good example. I was in a bad mood yesterday. Me and you were playing Warzone. For some reason, you refused to crouch. I don't know why your Xbox controller doesn't have a crouch button. And I just wanted to be like, Nick, if you do not fucking crouch, I'm going to come over there and beat the shit out of you. Like, that's what I want to say, but I don't say that shit because it's like, because normally I would never feel that way. I'd be like, Nick, would you just crouch? Quit running around.
Was it
But
that I'm not crouching or as I'm jumping up and down in front of you,
yeah,
running around like a
I'm watching
madman?
it and I'm already in a shit mood because of something that doesn't even have to do with you. And it's just like that it's not who I am. Like I can jokingly be like, Nick, please crouch. You're gonna get us shot. But if I'm in a bad mood, it's like, Nick, fucking crouch. Like stop jumping around, you know what I mean? And it's like
Yeah, I mean, we've said this before, haven't we, where we talk shit at each other and we'll say, swear words and stuff like that.
yeah.
And usually people think, oh my God, they hate each other. Well, no, because that's just banter. guys messing about.
Yeah.
But if me or you were to say something, we could say the exact same thing to each other twice.
Yeah.
One way, we wouldn't care. Another way, we'd be like,
Damn, what's your problem?
Yeah, it's exactly the same word, and
Yeah.
we don't want to put ourselves in that situation.
Yeah. And, I mean, I just keep it quiet because, A, it's just a game, and B, my bad mood has nothing to do with you, and therefore I shouldn't be taking it out on you. So it's like,
Yeah.
It is what it is. I do wish you would crouch more. But I mean, there's no reason for me to genuinely fly off on you about it.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But then, like, last night when you said, "Oh, I'm in a bad mood," and I said, "Oh, righto, well, what did I say? If you want to talk about it, we can. If not, fair enough. Let's just play the game and just sort of chill." And we did. I wasn't going to sit there and try and push you for, like, gossip and stuff and what's happening in your personal life, because
it's just personal stuff that
because that's nothing to do with me, is it?
Yeah, it's stuff that happened early in the day that it just shouldn't have happened. It was pointless stuff that shouldn't have been argued about, and then like that set the tone for the rest of the day. I was like, okay, well, that's fine. You want to be in a bad mood? I'll be in a fucking bad mood too then. So
I think.
Go ahead.
I think the stupid things are the stuff we argue about the most, don't we?
It makes me so.
And then you realise later, why were we arguing about something as pointless and stupid as that? And how did we get in such a foul mood over nothing?
Yeah, it was just stupid arguments that could have been avoided. And when one person gets mad, like it's like, oh, okay, you want to be mad and raise your voice? I can be mad and raise my voice too. So then, you're in this raised voice battle about who's right and who's wrong, and it's like that fucks your whole day up. And that's why people fucking go to work. You wake up at fucking like 6 in the morning, and then you're in a bad mood because of whoever you argued with and whoever you had to drive behind to get to work. Before you left your house, you're mad. You got some idiot driving in front of you that can't drive, and then you get to work, and then people are acting like idiots, and you're just like, if you don't leave me the fuck alone, I'm going to shoot this place up. It's like your whole day is set off of one pointless, avoidable argument. And it was fucking weird. Sorry for my little rant right there.
No, that's why we're all been there, mate. We just need like a little sign or something, like, so if anyone comes here, just have a sign, don't fuck with me today.
Yeah, like Wile E. Coyote, you just hold up your sign. Like
not today.
Yeah, when he gets blown up by a bomb and it just says ouch or whatever.
Yep.
Another thing I wanted to talk about with you, speaking of Warzone, me and, well, you mostly, I wasn't there till the end of it. You done a Warzone stream and a cheater was in the party.
Yeah, well, because like I said, the whole idea was me, Perktown, and a few others. I think E was there, and then you towards the end, because obviously your American internet was taking forever to download 100 gig, which is understandable.
Yeah.
And it's a good game which they should be more of. It's cross-play between PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. So, because, you've got PlayStation, Perktown's got PC, I've got Xbox, and, we can all mingle between us. And I thought that'd be a good one-off. I mean, I didn't realise you were still going to be playing it every day, like 2.5, 3 months later. But
yeah, I got a little addicted.
There you go.
Had a little problem. Season 3, Season 4, I had a little problem.
We're going to have to go to Warzones Anonymous then.
I might have to. Like, I've got it under control now. It's not as bad. Season 3 was bad. 2 weeks at the end of the season, and I completed 100-tier battle pass in 2 weeks. From 0.
I think I'm close to matching you on this one, though.
I think I'm 60 something, 65.
Yeah, I think I'm about nearly 70, but
Yeah, we're right near
But
you.
anyway, that's irrelevant. That's a good game. Come and play with us if you want to. But yeah, so I was playing with Perktown, and he was in for a few games, and there was a guy in chat from said he was in E's chat, and he said, "Oh, can I join in and play with you?"
Yeah.
And because he was in the chat, and he's like, "Oh yeah, he's from my chat. He's cool." So I thought, fair enough, come in. And we're playing, and he said, "Oh, I'm really good at this game," and all that. I was like, "Oh, cool." And then we won a game, like, which, that's the first time I think we'd all played that game. Like that day, we were all
Yeah.
like level 1 or whatever that was. We hadn't really
Yeah,
unlocked anything. Didn't really
it was
know
low level.
what was, yeah, didn't know what was possible or what wasn't possible.
Yeah.
And because I was playing, and because obviously I didn't die that often because I'm just that damn good at Warzone. But when I did die, you can, like, when you either win the gulag and come back, or you spectate one of your teammates. And I was flicking between either you or E or Perktown. I was watching their streams because it said in my title Warzone with Perktown, Treading Lightly, and Chug Plays.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I was flicking between you guys.
Yep.
And then we got a couple of people turned up in chat, which I wasn't paying attention very much, and they were like, "Oh, you're playing with someone, he's a cheater and he's using all this stuff," and I was like, "What? No, he ain't, is he? I don't know." And you just went completely silent. You were like, "Oh, I'll play later," and just sort of done a me, just like, "Hang on, I'll be quiet." And I was like, "Is he?" And then I didn't, like I said, we'd played a few games and won like 2 or 3 games or something.
Yeah.
And then I flicked over using the buttons to his screen. I'm like, yeah, that guy's shooting through walls and not dying. And he's shooting in one direction and someone in the other direction is dying. So he's got aimbots, wall hacks, and stuff. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to end the stream now because
Yeah.
for that was about a 4 hour stream, and 3.5 hours of that was really good.
Yeah.
And the last half an hour was just, it's uncomfortable because they were saying in chat they're gonna get me banned because I'm playing with someone who's cheating. And the guy admitted after we'd finished that he was cheating. So there's no if, but he never said nothing before we started. And I don't know if you can get banned from Twitch. You could get banned from Twitch, like, or competitions for cheating and using those, because you could definitely get banned from the game and get like your PlayStation or Xbox account banned for doing that.
Yep.
But I don't know if you could get banned from Twitch playing with someone who was doing that.
Well, I I think some people may disagree, but this is the way I feel. I think Twitch does a pretty extensive look into what's going on before someone
Oh,
gets banned. So, if whoever works at Twitch that is like, "Hey, I need you to watch this 3-hour stream. See what happens. Like watch, the first hour and then watch the last hour or something to see what changes and when it changes and what started happening. You know what I mean? And I don't think anything. I don't know if. I guess maybe those people might have reported you. They might have reported all of us. But I mean, nothing ever come from it. I didn't get any kind of ban. You didn't get any kind of ban. My Warzone account still works. So the thing that really made me mad about that whole situation was a you shouldn't be cheating in a multiplayer game. Like, whenever the Grand Theft Auto games were really big, people, use the cheats or whatever for infinite money or
yeah,
what
spawn in a tank and all
yeah,
that sort
the
of
tank.
stuff.
Like that's fine. You can do that. You're not playing with anyone. You're by yourself playing a single player game. Use all the cheats that you want. Um, a multiplayer game online where that's free, you know, you're not only making yourself look dumb, you're ruining the game for people that actually want to play the game the right way. And if, say you just got a PlayStation 4 and you're like a 11 or 12-year-old kid, you can't really afford a lot of games. Warzone's free. But you can't even really play the game because there's cheaters in it. People using aimbots and wall hacks. Therefore, you're not going to want to continue to play the game. So, you're making yourself look bad and you're ruining the game for people that actually want to enjoy the game for what it is. I like Warzone. I think it's a really good game. But cheaters ruin that feeling of wanting to play the game. I'm not that good at the game anyway, so you throw me in a match with a cheater that I have to play against to try to kill, like you fucking made me want to turn the PS4 off and not turn it on for a while.
I think this Call of Duty has had it worse than others because, like I say, it's cross-play with PC. So I think the PC community has always had like a cheater community with hacks and stuff, like all the way back to Counter Strike in the early 2000s and stuff like that. But it was what it was. But now they've integrated in with consoles,
Yeah,
and that's hard. That's hard enough sometimes playing against someone who's got a keyboard and mouse because you have an advantage with a first-person shooter
yeah,
if you're using a keyboard and mouse than you do if you have a controller,
yeah,
because you can aim faster and quicker and stuff like that. I know they've added like aim assist for controllers, but it's not the same. I've played on PC where I think Battlefield 2 and Counter Strike Source and stuff like that, where I got to a fairly decent level. But you could see when people were cheating in that because you'd played it for a long time. I mean, even this morning I was playing standard multiplayer and I saw a guy, like I said, he's shooting here,
yeah,
and the guy who died was there. And I'm like, well, the gun, that wasn't even close. And then I looked on the thing. Yeah, he's playing on PC, so he's obviously using some kind of aim bot. And I know theoretically we should. I think Brahman has said it before. Oh, you should report them, ban them, and that's just like. Sometimes I just can't be bothered because it's not saying to moan about cheaters and then not report them, but
yeah. I mean, it's the thing that really got me during that stream was the guy lied about it, and then the
oh yeah, he didn't say before. And when the guys in chat were saying it, he was saying no, he wasn't.
and then
That's what kind of wound me up a bit.
and then there were conversations that the guy had with the person in chat that was talking about him cheating. That guy was a cheater as well,
Yeah,
but it there was evidence that he was cheating and then continued to lie about it because you know I lied in the chat and I was like, the links aren't working, but I didn't want to fuck your stream up by being like, oh yeah, he's fucking cheating, kick him out.
yeah.
So I saved the conversations that they had sent. I still have them on my phone. Um, and then you ended the stream, and I heard right at the very end, because I left the voice chat without even saying bye.
Oh,
I heard him admit to cheating, and I was like, you know what? Fuck you.
oh.
And I don't know what conversation you all had, because um I think it was me, you, Perk, and I think E was in there treading lightly. And
Yeah.
I left the voice chat whenever I heard. No, wait. It was me, you, Perk, and the other guy. I think
Mm.
because it was a 4-man team. Me, you,
Yeah, I
Perk.
think he left the one before that, didn't he? He only played one
He
match.
left because I came back inside and was like, "Yeah, I'll play one more," which happened to just be the last match. And, I went silent during the match when all that stuff started. And then you ended the stream. I heard the very end of him saying, "Yeah, I was cheating." And that's when I left the voice chat because I didn't want to hear what he had to say, and I knew that I would go off on him because, like I said, if it's Grand Theft Auto and you're playing by yourself, cheat all you want. You're playing fucking Super Nintendo Mini or PlayStation Mini, and you want to use a save state and you want to save the game somewhere that you can't save the game. That's fine. Go ahead and do that. And that's not even really cheating. It's just using a save state. I use save states. Sometimes I want to practice a game before I stream it on Super Nintendo. That I really like the game, but I'm not that good at it. So I want to use the save state. And then I'll go back to it and I'll try from there. I'm like, okay, yeah, I could probably do this on stream. And then I just play it on stream the regular way. But I'm not going to lie to you about it because.
I mean, I had that when I played Sonic 2, didn't I, on stream? Because, like I said, I had that back when it came out. And the version I've got now, which is on Nintendo Switch, has save state, which is save anywhere, where the original had you couldn't save at any point.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I've completed this game before, and because, like I said, that was one of my favourite games, and I did years ago because, like I said, that was the only game I played. I managed to get all the Chaos Emeralds, get Supersonic, and, like I say, got good at it. But on this one, I didn't want to stream that game for like 2-3 months to get good again, if you know what I mean. Even if that would have been 2-3 weeks, I just wanted a small game just to see what that was like. I don't know why I'm pointing at my Nintendo Switch. You can't see it.
I do the same. I point at what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we're good at that. But yeah, I just didn't want to do that. And I used the save state, I think, once because there was a bit. I think everyone who played Sonic will know there's a bit where you have to jump on the platforms that disappear and sort of, and you've also got I've got to take a leap of faith, and you've got to time it where you've got to jump when the platform's not there.
Yeah.
And land on that almost perfectly, and at the end you've near enough got to miss the last platform and land at the very edge of the last one, which is what it is. And I just thought, well, that's not, I've done it before. I haven't got a problem. They've added it. The reason they've added it is because they felt that was the best thing to do, which I didn't have a problem. I had a few people saying, chat, oh, you're cheating, you use save state. I said, well, if you say so, but I don't know if they've put it into the game. It's not like I'm hacking the game to do that. That's just something they've put in because, like I said, I was watching Perktown playing Tomb Raider, the first one, on PC, which came out a year after it came out on PlayStation. And on PlayStation, you had save crystals in a certain parts of the game.
Yeah.
So you could only save at that part. But whereas the PC, you could open up and save wherever you wanted, making the game, easier.
Yeah.
Because, sometimes you have to time 7 or 8 jumps perfectly together to get through to the next area.
Yeah.
And there could be 10-15 minutes of jumps. If you don't time perfectly, you will die. And then you have to go all the way back to that crystal or all the way back to the start of the level. Yet he was using that. I was like, so how is that different to what I was doing?
Well,
the only difference is I have done that the original way.
The thing with save states, like I don't care if you use save states or anything like that rewind feature, like that's fine.
Well, I never used that.
I mean, your buddy Marshall P. Graham.
Yep.
He's done it before, but like he owns up to it. Like he knows he's doing it. So it's like, say you beat the game, and you've used a save state in the middle of the level, or the rewind feature because you fell in a hole. That's perfectly fine. You can do that, but when you say that you've beat the game, you need to disclose the fact that you use the save state or the rewind feature. You didn't beat it originally, when it came out in 1992.
He did, though. He has completed them. But then,
Yeah,
I don't know
I
if,
believe it. I believe it.
yeah.
But
But then, to be fair, Marshall, he gets a little bit of leeway when it comes to
yeah,
games
he only
from
has one
me.
hand.
Yeah, so he's allowed a rewind feature. That's fair enough. Like, I remember, I put my foot in it so bad when he was talking about after, because he's playing a lot of the Sonics through in order, like what Perktown used to do.
Yeah.
And he was saying about what games he would to play next, and he was saying maybe Tomb Raider, and I said Resident Evil because of course I would. I like Resident Evil, and he was saying, I don't know, using those tank controls and the D-pad. I say you better use the, and I was giving him shit, so you got to use the D-pad, and he was just like, I can't use the D-pad, and I was like, oh dear, I'm sorry, mate.
Was that before
I
you knew he was
wasn't
missing a
thinking.
hand?
Well, yeah, that would make it more difficult
That's
to press
hilarious.
the
That's
D.
hilarious, though, because I'm
Yeah,
sure he laughed it
he
off.
yeah, he was laughing. I was sort of laughing. Oh, I'm so sorry, but
That's
yeah,
that's a
you
great thing
know,
about Marshall is even though he only has one hand, like he doesn't he doesn't let it stop him from playing games.
no.
And he'll joke around about it if he knows that you're joking around about it. Because I've made jokes to him before as well, and I barely even knew him. I met him
Yeah, I think I
met him
did
from
ask
your
him
stream.
about his hand. I said, so what happened? Were you born like that, or was it a bear? And he was laughing because obviously he's been asked that so many times
Yeah.
before.
It,
But respect to the guy. I mean, he was talking like because he's now put a second camera up where you can see that he's
yeah.
using
Yeah.
the control, which he said to me before and a few others, is like, which is right. He wants to get the fine line to look. I'm playing games here. I've only got one hand. I'm using the other part of my hand to use the analog stick.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna, don't come in chat and say, God, you suck at this game. You're crap. And then he goes, because I've only got one. He doesn't want to have that conversation,
Yeah.
4 or 5 times a stream, especially as he grows and gets more followers. But then he didn't want to sort of playing the sympathy card as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
So that was because he said to me, "Do I use the camera?" And I said, "That's up to you, mate. That's I said if you try it, see how you like it."
Yeah. I mean, it's that goes back to that. It's just stuff you don't want to hear, and it's like you see me, you see that I only have one hand, so there's no fucking point for you to come in my stream and ask questions. Like, if you think I suck at a game, well, here's why. Because I only have one fucking hand. So,
And even
it's,
with one hand, he beat me in Perktown at Sonic Adventure 1 and 2.
well, I mean, I've watched him play several games, and I'm just like, holy fuck. It's like, you're better than me, and I have two hands. And, like, I love his streams. He's very engaging with his chat. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
You can tell he had I think he's got a YouTube channel with almost 1,000 subscribers, but he
really,
didn't do that but he stopped that for 4 or 5 years for whatever reasons. I didn't ask him, but you could tell like when I first started watching him, which is because, like I said, I was streaming and playing Sonic Adventure. Oh, that guy's doing it. Let's see what he's doing, see how he's playing it. And, you know, he seemed a really cool dude. He didn't have many followers at all. And I think I said to him about how to change some settings. I've been in there a few times when he's been on mute, and I said, "Oh well, if you change this setting, because that's what we do, like streamers of our size, we all tend to help each other out with stuff like that."
yeah, I
And
mean,
then we were talking about because he loves video game soundtrack vinyls and stuff like that. He's got a really big collection.
yeah.
And I was saying, oh, I've got that one, and he's got that one. And I think I messaged him last week because they sent me an email, a company in the UK called Data Discs, which does video game soundtracks, printed off another run of like 6 that they'd stopped, but they were only going to do a limited thing. So I messaged him in the Discord to say, look, these 6 albums have come back in stock, because I know he likes that, and I think he's ordered 3 of them because he hasn't got them. So so if you get talking to someone, you enjoy talking to them. Sometimes it doesn't matter what game they're playing, but the game they're playing the first time could get you into their stream.
Yeah, I try to pay attention to what everybody is into because, I read a lot of news, I watch a lot of podcasts, and it's like I try to remember what people like in case I come across something, whether I post it in Discord or send it to you in a message. It's like, hey, I thought of this, or I saw this, it made me think of something you said. Here, you might want to check it out. And like I've done that before with podcasts, certain articles. Like I've done it with a lot of different stuff. And like people, I don't know if some people recognize that type of stuff. Like I've sent certain things to certain people and it just gets like brushed off, and it's like, all right, well, never mind. I'm not gonna send you shit else. Fucking appreciate it the first time I fucking sent it. I don't know why I'd continue to try to help you, but I don't want anybody to be upset. So it's like I just fucking keep talking to no one, and it's like, oh yeah, thanks. And it's like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm trying to help you, and I don't know, man. I don't think people. I know Marshall appreciates that you done that for him, like the albums and stuff like that. And I've only had a few instances where I've tried to help people, give them advice or like criticisms or things like that, and it's just like, all right, if you don't want to fucking listen or whatever, appreciate it. Or with you,
yeah, but that's pretty much when I first spoke to you or met you in a whisper in like Twitch chat, where you said something about my stream, and I was like, initially I was like, fuck that guy. And then I was like, oh, he's right. No, it's a good job of him to let me know that, because I think there was something
it's an audio.
Yeah, I think I had my mic, and I think it was picking up the fan from my PC or double audio from the TV or something. That was just something audio. And I was like, oh yeah, I didn't realise that, because still don't really watch any of my VODs to check that. I'll just ask someone in chat, is the audio okay? Because it was wrong yesterday. Yep, seems fine, lovely. And then I won't change any settings until something else happens. Because OBS and Streamlabs OBS is funny like that. You could stream for a month and never change anything, and then all of a sudden on one day the audio doesn't want to work, the video goes funny, and you haven't changed anything.
Yeah. Well, not to shit on Treading Lightly, E, as we know him, that fucking kids command is so goddamn loud. Dude, I don't know how many. I've complained about it, you've complained about it, numerous people have complained about it. That command is so fucking loud that it makes me want to turn his stream off and never fucking go back to it.
Yeah, I mean, I said to eat because, I mean, it's some advice people gave me in Perktown, which has probably given me some of the best audio advice ever.
Yeah.
He said, remember, they can always, if they're on their phones, iPads, whatever, they can always turn your stream down.
Yeah.
They can't turn it up.
Yeah.
That's the problem. They cannot.
Yeah.
So make sure everything's at a fair level so they can turn it down. Like if I'm sitting there, like watching my iPad at night or in bed or something, or on my phone, and I think he's a bit loud. Right, I'll turn it, and then the kid, I have to turn it up all the way to hear the game audio or E talking, and then he pressed the kids, and then my bloody iPad or my PC's speakers are disordered,
Yeah,
and like I said, the time difference as well. This could be midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning here. I've got
yeah.
a policewoman upstairs. I don't want to be waking her up at 1 o'clock in the morning. She'll come down and arrest me or something.
I mean,
And so then I have to turn the stream down
and then turn it
because the
back up.
kids is, and then turn it back up because I can't hear him. Then he presses the kids, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
it's a 5 second thing, and I love it. I think his heart's in the right place, but sometimes he's just a bit
yeah. I mean,
strange.
I try to have my volume to where you could have your phone like on half volume,
Yeah.
and to give you some leeway on volume that I don't think you should have to watch my stream with your phone or PC on 100% volume.
No.
So I want you to have the room to adjust it. Maybe you've got your phone on like just a little bit above half because all phones are different. No phone
Yeah.
speakers are the same, things like that. So maybe mine's a little loud, even though I only try to adjust mine for people to have half volume. Or maybe it's a little low, they can bump it up to 60 or 70%, and that's good for them. So it's like E's volume is good. I can hear his stream. But then that kid's sound comes on, blows my speakers out. Like,
Yeah.
I have to turn my phone down below half whenever that kids thing comes on, and I can still hear the kids thing, and then I got to turn it back up
Because
because
you can't hear the
I
stream.
can't hear him playing the game or him doing couch talk or whatever. And
Yeah.
it's like,
Which is nice when we say, like, I've done like intros for a lot of you guys where it plays music and stuff. And it's weird because like Perk Times I think is the loudest,
yeah,
whereas I go through and that's on like 10%, yet
yeah,
that's still quite loud. Yet yours is on like 80%, yet is quieter than Perk Times.
yeah,
So I don't know how exactly, bit rates of the MP3 or whatever it is. But I'll say, is that good? Is that not too loud or sort of thing? And if someone says to me, man, that's really loud,
yeah,
I'll say, right, I'll put that down. I mean, you've seen me because
yeah,
where my camera is and my laptop is, I have to sort of slide off the camera to change it. And I'll put it down there and then because one, I'll probably forget. And two, I don't want you guys, to have bad hearing because of me or not saying it would. What happens if you told me that, then you get there the next day and it's the same, and one of your speakers in your laptop break?
yeah. Or your phone
Is that
speaker
my
blows out.
something like that? Or I mean, especially with me because my hearing, I'm completely deaf in one ear,
Yeah,
and the other is medium, probably maybe 70-80% good.
yeah,
But when I'm trying to listen to like two or three different sounds at a time, that's just really disorientating for me. So
messes you up.
when I'm trying to listen to E talk and the game and the kids come on, and especially if I'm at work and there's work noise and stuff, it's hard to concentrate on all different sounds at the same time. And that ends up getting me, get headaches and stuff like that. So then I'll just turn it off.
Yeah, and back to what we were talking about, it's like people have tried to help you, and it's like I don't know how long people have been complaining about the kids thing. I've been complaining about it for at least 6 months that
Yeah.
it's too loud. So, and it's still not changed in 6 months. It's like all you have to do is go in there and just lower the volume a little bit. That's all you have to do. Why won't you do that?
Yeah. But it's not just that. It's not just about that. Also, sometimes when it comes through, it's bloody scary.
Yeah,
Sometimes it makes you jump, or
it's
you
all
could drop
alarming.
your phone on the floor.
Yeah,
And not just that, if you're like, say if you're watching a stream in bed for like 10, 15 minutes, and you think, oh, that's not too loud. I'm not going to wake the fiance up. Then all of a sudden, yay! What the hell is that noise? And she elbows you in the ribs.
I have been downstairs in the kitchen. You know, we talked before the podcast. I was trying to talk to you from my kitchen.
Yeah.
This is 6 feet, 7 feet away from where, well, maybe about 10 feet from where my fridge is. I was trying to talk to you. You said you couldn't hear me. I've been downstairs in the kitchen cooking, listening to, not to keep shitting on E, but watching his stream at a good volume to where I can hear him talking and the game. And then the kids thing happens. Fiance's upstairs. She goes, "Will you turn that shit down?" And it's like, she wasn't saying anything for the past, 45 minutes. And then that kids thing sound effect comes on, and it's like, why is this so loud? And I mean, I don't know. I mean, if he doesn't want to change it, he doesn't want to change it. He can do whatever he wants. It's his channel.
Yeah, I mean,
I was just,
he's not the only. I mean, I've had problems, like because when I swap between like PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch or stuff like that, for some reason they all, even though I leave Streamlabs OBS on the same, volume as Elgato, they all seem to be different.
yeah,
Like PlayStation, like if I'm streaming my PlayStation, I have to put that up to like 70,
yeah,
whereas my Xbox, that's on like 45.
yeah.
And they're both the same level. I don't know why. I suppose that's just how
It's
the
just
consoles are and slightly different. But it's not just here. I mean, I've been in some streams where I said to some dudes before, like, Marshall, I can't hear the gameplay. Oh, right, well, I'll turn it up a bit, or I can't hear your mic because you're muted, or being muted is something different. But if people are trying to tell you stuff, that it's nice. It's nice they're telling you. So if they don't give a shit,
yeah.
if they're telling us because they're trying to help you.
I don't think that I run my game volume too loud, but I like it to be loud enough to where you can, if like I'm playing Lufia 2 right now. There's really good music in that game, and I want you guys to hear it. But if I talk, I don't want to drown out the music, but at the same time, I don't want you to be able to not hear it.
Yeah.
And then if
games like that, RPGs like that with music, same as Final Fantasy and Chrono Trigger, those musics are so iconic and stuff like that. Some people could just be lurking in your stream because they're like, oh, that bit of the music's going to come on. Oh, I remember that. I'll watch this guy's stream because I like the music. That they could be. I mean, we talked about this before. There could be foreign people in the stream that don't speak English, but like those games, like the music, have completed it so many times that they don't even need to read the text because they know what's happening, and they just want to see someone else playing it and listen to the music, that's fine.
And then if someone is in there lurking doing that maybe doesn't speak really good English, and they're just maybe scared to talk in chat, and they're just there to listen to the music of the game, and then you hear "Yay!"
You really clipped bad then.
Yeah, I know. I saw my.
Which is the same. Yeah, I know you did it on purpose, but I'm just saying that's what happens.
I think I blew my own speakers out, and then you hear that, and you're like, "What the fuck just happened?" And I don't know. I mean, like I said, it's his channel. He can do what he wants. But at the same time, it's like people are telling you that this is too loud. Why have you not lowered it? And it just doesn't make any sense to me. But it is what it is. It's been 6 months since I said something about it being too loud. I don't know how long other people's been saying it. So, whatever.
Yeah, probably. It seems louder than when he first had it, but I don't know because I know he has two setups, one on the treadmill and one on the thing. So if it was loud on one and not on the other, you'd think fair enough. But it seems loud on both. So
it seems extremely loud.
Yeah, because I think with Streamlabs OBS, once you put that in, it goes default 100%.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. Not sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the thing. It's like not just E. I'm not trying to just shit on E, but like other people too. It's like people are trying to help you out, and it's like
Yeah.
if you don't want to listen, then it's like, all right, fuck it. It's like you said me when I said something about your audio, and you're like, you know what, fuck you. You didn't say that to me, but you thought it, and then it's like, oh, okay, yeah, he was right.
Yeah.
And it's like that's where that whole thing of like constructive criticism comes in. Some people can handle it, and they use it, and then some people can't handle it, and they get mad. And it's just like, you
Yeah.
know what, fuck you, I'm not listening to you. Leaving it how I want. And it's like, alright, fine. Have your fucked up audio issues. I don't give a fuck. It's your stream. So it's just either you want to do a good stream and take advice, or just keep doing what you're doing, then not listen to anybody, not trying to make your stream better. Not that E does a bad stream because the kids thing is too loud, but it is fucking annoying.
Yeah.
So, I mean, maybe E just doesn't like us enough to lower his kids' volume.
You know he's doing it to just piss us off.
He might. I don't know though, but it's weird. It's like if it's bothering enough people, it's like you should maybe want to look into lowering your volume a bit.
Well, if your stream comes with a warning, kids may explode at any time, which result in you dropping your $1,000 iPhone, fair enough. But
Yeah, it needs a disclaimer. May ruin electronic speakers.
love you, E. He's not listening to this.
I doubt it. Or he might listen to it. He says that people don't listen to his podcast. I listen to him, and never once mentioned that I listened to his podcast on his podcast. But it's all right. It's okay. I'm not mad at him for it. It is what it is. He doesn't have to listen to my podcast, but he knows that I listen to his. He just won't say anything about it. I don't know. Something else I wanted to talk about. Me and Majin kind of talked about it on our last podcast, and I know that you've dealt with it a lot more than I have as a personal thing. And I see it happen a lot more, I guess because I pay attention. Streamers who play favorites with people in their chat. And, like, you go to someone's chat, whether, they got like 10 viewers, a few people talking in chat. Me and Majin talked about this a little bit, but I wanted to talk to you about it too. People who get away with stuff in other people's chats, that other people in the chat, if they done it, then you're timed out or banned or something like that. How do you feel about, like, what are your thoughts on that streamers that do that?
I don't know. It's just that depends on the streamer. You get sometimes streamers, like E basically. I don't care if I talk about him. Like where he'll say something to someone, but then not to someone else. If you know what I mean. Like, I mean, I've had it where I've been in E's chat before, and I can't remember who it was because this was like 3 or 4 months ago when someone actually typed the N word in the chat, and I don't even know if they spelt it like with G's and A's or something at the end and Z's and stuff, and I was like, time that dude out.
Yeah.
And there's like, I remember he said, and he probably can't remember it, but he's like, Nick, what you doing? He's a subscriber. I was like, I don't give a fuck if he's a subscriber. He's typed that in your chat. You can't, because if you allow that in the chat,
yeah,
then you're going to let other people do it, and then other people might, and it's opening up a can of worms. And most of our chats, we don't really need moderating.
Yeah.
I don't think we really need moderators in general. I mean, he obviously doesn't need me as a moderator anymore. after a year, motherfucker.
That's a whole different
I don't care. A year I modded for you, E, and you took me
That's a
and you
different conversation.
removed and never said a word. I don't care. I'll tell him. But yeah, it's just like, stop laughing.
Oh, it's funny though.
Yeah, it is funny because the actual crap people like just that's Twitch drama and this person said this and this person said that, and I mean I've said it for not just in each, like for an example, Herbie when he was in Perktown's chat,
Yeah.
for a long while he kept using the bits to set off like a little pop up that he does for
little alert.
I forgot what. I am Weasel Baboon or something.
Yeah. I remember that.
And yeah, that's funny, but you've just set that off like 50 times in a row, and that's kind of annoying because I've watched Perkdown's stream before bed and I can't get that stupid little song out of my head. And and I think Perkdown did say to him, I appreciate you completely and the bits and stuff like that, but that's kind of annoying to other people and well, probably annoying to him, but it is what it is. But if you're gonna say that to someone and say you can't do this, but then you can't do it, because like I said, we were in a chat where it was E's chat. Hi E. Where I banned a couple of he had a weapon ban thing in his channel points. So I banned him from using the assault rifle in Halo, which I thought was funny, because he then had to run back for like 30 seconds to swap the assault rifle for a different gun, a needler thing. And I waited for him to get right outside to where he was, and then I banned that as well. Which I thought was, but that was just two. That was me, and I did say to him after that, you don't have to do the needler. I just thought that was a joke.
Yeah.
But then I remember some other people came in and banned all the others.
Yeah.
So where he had to walk around like meleeing.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, all right, don't have it in your channel points if you don't want it.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, it was you then did the same thing later.
A couple days.
And he was like,
a couple days.
Yeah, a couple of days later.
I remember that.
And then did he say, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Refund your points. I'm like, well, you did that for me, and
you done it 2 days ago. Why won't you do it now?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I mean, not to shit on him, but like, that's fucking bullshit.
Yeah, but were you a subscriber at the time?
I don't remember if I was or not.
I don't know. I'm just playing with stuff like that. But like with me, I used to have the thing where I put the masks on, didn't I?
Yeah.
But then after I did that, I've started wearing glasses.
Yeah.
And also, like, my asthma comes and goes, and in the summer, like this time of year, it's quite bad.
Yeah.
And then, which is my fault, really, that I didn't work it out how you could only redeem one mask at a time. Then you guys had me wearing like 3 different masks.
Had you wearing both headbands, a Black Panther mask, and a Spider-Man mask.
Yeah, and then a Deadpool was on there and all that. And then I thought, and I remember sitting there, oh, this is hilarious. Everyone's laughing in chat. And I was like, I can't breathe. I really can't breathe. This is how I'm going to die.
Yeah.
And then I just had to I was like, I can't breathe. This was a bad idea.
I tried to cut that back to just like the Deadpool or the Black Panther with the headband.
I should have put something in chat.
Yeah.
To say, or I don't know if you can do. I think you can put cooldowns in it or something. You
can put a limit on to how many people use.
Yeah, I think I could put like.
No, you're right. You can put a cooldown on it.
Yeah, but what I'd have to do is put all the masks under one section, and put a cooldown of say 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But have it so you have to say what mask you want.
Yeah.
So that's what I'd have to do. Yeah. In the end, I just like turned them all off, and I'll do it later when it cools down a bit. But that's not. I wasn't angry at you or Herbie or anyone for doing
Yeah,
that, because
and
that was a joke.
that only happened a couple times where you were wearing
Yeah.
multiple masks, because I didn't want to do it all the time because I knew that you had asthma. I knew it was hard to breathe, and it's like, you don't have to wear this for half an hour or however long it was. It's like, if you can't fucking breathe, take the shit off.
Yeah.
You know what I
I'll
mean?
wear the headband. That's okay. I can breathe with that.
But it's, like with like a weapon ban or something like that, or you know, like in Majin's stream, he does push-ups. If I double redeemed him doing the push-ups, he would have to do 40 push-ups, and it's like, okay, if I make you do 40 push-ups, are you gonna do them in a row? Are you gonna break them up? There kind of needs to be like a cooldown on that too, I would think, which I don't think he doesn't have a cooldown. It just, you could redeem as many as you want to. I've got like
Yeah.
30,000 points in Majin's channel. I could really fuck up his push-up.
Yeah. I think he's up the amount of points required for that now, which, as I said, so we should up those. But back on E again. Hi E, tread lightly. Like, I remember when he did his channel points, he actually did them live on stream.
Yeah.
What to do, and like had the PC up. And then the next day when he was doing it, everyone was in there. It's just like, you do realise we've all got a lot of points. And it was like 30 seconds, like treadmill sprint. Yeah, we could have kept sprinting for about 4 hours easily. And a few people did, so he upped the points. I'm like, yeah, but you probably should have saw that coming, especially to begin with.
Yeah.
Because channel points were new for everyone, weren't they?
Yeah. I mean, I've readjusted mine a few times. I mean, a lot of people don't use points in my channel. I might rework them. That's another thing. That's another effort thing. It's like, oh, I don't know what to do for channel points. It's like, think of things that relate to you that you could do in your stream. And it's like, that's another thing too, where if you don't have a camera, channel points are kind of pointless.
No, I mean, I'm going to rejig mine soon, because I think I'm going to put in there, pick a game or something with, so many 1,000 points, or maybe, stream a certain type of game for a certain amount of points as well, or a game or something.
Yeah.
Because if not, if you guys are saving up for that, you're not putting me in masks and killing me.
Yeah, I mean, I reworked, I've got that Super Nintendo channel point thing. It's, if I'm playing PS4, in the PS4 stream, pick a Super Nintendo game for me to play. Like, it's your choice. You pick the Super Nintendo game. So, I changed that one to that. I think it was just stop PS4, play Super Nintendo. So, I added that in there to make it a little better. It's just, I don't know. Channel points are kind of weird. It's like, you can play whatever game and people will be in your chat, but to get people to use channel points that they've saved, you kind of got to do a little more thinking. And make it worthwhile for them to use those 5,000 out of 20,000 points that they had. So
theoretically, you want to get it so they spend time in chat to save up for something. I mean, someone's chat. I mean, I thought that was quite expensive, but Perktown did it for a while when we first started. Pick my next game, and it was 5,000 points. I'm like, I've got 40,000 already. There you go.
Yeah.
And then Herbie had loads, and we were just picking all of his games for so he upped it, which fair enough. He wants to be able to pick the games he wants to play, but he also wants to reward people by playing one of their games.
Yeah, it's, you want to play what you want, and, a little of someone else picking a game, that's fine. But then if it's, too low, like you said, it's like, well, Perk's just playing a game that I picked, or a game that you picked, or a game that Herbie picked, or a game that Liquid picked, and it's like, it's not even Perktown's stream, it's everybody else's stream.
Yeah. So, plus, it depends on the person, because, I'm not an asshole. Well, I am actually, but I'm not used. I would like to pick a game for someone to play that I really enjoyed, and I think
Yeah.
they would enjoy, and I would enjoy watching them play it and stream it. Whereas some people will just pick like a really hard game, whether it's a Soulsborne game or one of the old, 2D platformers from the SNES, really, really difficult, and say, "Oh, you got to play this," but you're not allowed to use any health items or something. I was like, "Well, no, that's just going to frustrate and piss me off, and I'm just going to be standing there or sitting there on stream shouting and swearing at the camera, getting frustrated, and that's not
Yeah.
what I want to do as a streamer because." I started to try and stream Resi 2 speed runs, the older game.
Yeah.
And I think I did 2 or 3 Saturdays on the trot
Yeah.
of doing that. And I was just getting frustrated. And I see some of the other speedrunners only speedrunning that game. And they're screaming at the chat. They're going on about RNG and all that. And I'm like, that's not I get, the last few years I've been getting like anxiety and stress for stuff like, for
Yeah.
whatever reason, I don't know. But that was affecting me more physically than mentally. So if I get stressed and wound up and anxious, like my blood pressure rise, my heart start going. And I said to you, when I played Dark Souls 1 before Christmas last year, I think that was before you were about, I played that on a Sunday and my anxiety went through the roof for about 2 days where my blood pressure was through the roof. I could hear my heartbeat in my head. And
Yeah.
I ended the stream after about 2 hours and I just went into the bathroom, just threw up.
Yeah.
That's how that affected me because I suppose it's all about control in it and stuff like that. And you're playing that game, it's not going the way you want it to, and it's just stressing me out. So I didn't want to go down that route as a streamer.
Yeah.
I know some, like, when you see, even though he's on YouTube now, not Twitch, Dr. Disrespect, yeah, he's sometimes shouting and doing that, but he's doing that in character, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's not actually really upset and stressed out because someone killed him in Warzone
Yeah.
and he finished second or whatever. He might be a little bit, but then he'll turn it up to 10 for the stream because he knows he's
Yeah.
playing a character and that's his job.
It's
But
he's just acting, and it's just like when I
yeah,
play Sekiro, if I were good at that game, and I was Doctor Disrespect playing that game, and I would turn it up a little bit too if I was fighting Genichiro and I got to the very last phase and died, even though I know I could probably beat him. It's like he's putting on a show. Like I have the same anxiety thing when I play Sekiro because I've never played a game like Sekiro. I've got 5 or 6 people talking in chat, a couple people that's played the game, a couple new people that are in chat that have played the game, and it's like you want to do good, and I mean at the end of the day we should all be like, yeah, it's just a game, it's just streaming. And it's like, but you don't want to put on a bad stream. You want to you want to play the game well, and like there's been times where I felt like I had a fucking heart attack during Dark Souls 3 bosses and Sekiro bosses, and it's just like, it's like my chest feels kind of weird, my stomach feels a
yeah,
little upset. It's like I might be having a heart attack. I could probably throw up, and it's like it's a weird fucking thing to want to like. There's somebody I know that he gets bad anxiety when like me and him do like private matches of Warzone together, and they get anxiety whenever we play Battle Royale. They would rather play like Plunder, and it's like I'm kind of over Plunder because I want to get better at Battle Royale, and it's like when Battle Royale starts to get down to like if we play duos, it gets down to like 10 or 15 people left.
yeah. I know what you mean.
They
Sometimes you start to feel that a little bit come on, don't you?
Yeah, and for them it comes up a lot, and maybe I think maybe me and them playing private matches together maybe help a little bit. And but I mean, it's a weird thing. Anxiety is such a weird thing, and streaming can either make it worse or it can kind of help you in a way.
Well, that's one of the reasons I started streaming, was to try and take my mind away from that. I mean, you've seen the pictures as well in here. You know, I've got so many games. Why I'm pointing at them, they're over there.
Yeah,
I've got so many games that I've either never played or played once and want to play. You know, I mean, I've probably come close to 70 games in a year and a bit since I've been streaming, which I've played.
yeah,
You know, which is good, because I want, you know, games are there to be played. That's what they're there for. But,
yeah,
you know, I don't want to, you know, I don't want to sit there on camera and have an anxiety and a physical and mental breakdown.
yeah. Well, I mean,
And if people want to watch me do that, I don't want to watch. I won't want them watching me doing
yeah.
that.
I mean, if you're if you're struggling with your anxiety and you're wanting to do well and you're like, oh, what's everybody gonna think of me? And man, I hope I really do good in this game. And it's like, you don't worry about that. Just play the game. But when you got games like Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Sekiro, and things like that, it's like it just heightens it a little more because you're so tense and you're so immersed in it, and it's like one more hit and you could die, or one more hit and they could die, and it's just like, oh my god, I don't know if I'm gonna make it, and then like it anxiety is it's a tough thing. I deal with it. Like, I don't really talk about it like on stream and stuff like that, but I mean, I deal with anxiety all the time, and streaming has helped because of just positive feedback about the people that come into my streams. We're not here for gameplay. We're here just to listen to you talk and good conversation. That makes it easier for me, because then I'm like, all right, they don't really care if I win or lose in this game, so I'll just fight this boss for 6 hours straight.
Yeah.
It probably gets boring, but it's like I'm doing the best that I can. You know what I mean? So,
yeah. But I don't know if you. But with Bloodborne, there was only a couple of times I actually felt a little bit like this was getting too much for me. I think it was pretty much one boss,
yeah.
which was where you fought the three at the same time.
Oh, yeah, in the swamp.
Yeah, because I was doing that, and then you get towards the end, and you get to one, and then all of a sudden those things start shooting up out of
Snakes
the
come out of
ground.
it.
It just and just killed me from the other side of like the area, and I was like, nah. And then I just left it, and I watched a couple of YouTube videos. I thought, oh, I'm really under leveled for that, because I hadn't done any grinding at all in the game. When I looked at their health compared to my health and stats, I think I was like level 25 and they were like 70, 80. So I was like, damn. So maybe they were on New Game Plus, I don't know. But even then, they were really high. So I thought, oh, righto. So then I Googled where to level up and get experience. So I did that for just a couple of hours, and that was relaxing.
Yeah.
And I was watching some streams on my laptop, playing that off stream. But like I said, that never really got me, because that never made me feel like I was being punished for
Yeah.
my game. Whereas I look at Sekiro and I look at Dark Souls 1, Sekiro to me, like with your deflecting and your and your blocking and stuff, there doesn't, just for me watching you guys play, there doesn't seem no leeway at all. It's like you hit everything spot on,
Yeah.
or you're fucked. Whereas the same with Dark Souls 1, where same thing, but I couldn't, like, even something as simple as changing from like a sword to a crossbow or something like that, a bow and arrow, it was just so counterintuitive. The controls, it didn't make sense. It's like you had to click this button in, hold this, and slide the analog stick over there to change. I'm like, that's, when you're doing that and you're in the middle of a fight, that's not very counterintuitive, it's
Yeah.
intuitive, it's simple. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
sure Sekiro's a bit better, but like I said, if it came to Game Pass, I'd probably give it a go. But if I started feeling like I did with Dark Souls 1, I just, nah, not for me. And that's fine.
Sekiro is a struggle until you figure out how to do it. Once you figure out what works and what doesn't, the game gets easier. I'm actually further in the game than I thought I would get. And, I've had some struggle parts, and I've had some parts that were not as much of a struggle.
Right.
And it's like, hey, you're bright.
It's getting dark in the UK. It's raining outside. Yay!
It's not raining here yet.
Give it 5 minutes.
Yeah, I'll be mowing in no time. Sekiro is a good game, but you really have to learn how to play it. And compared to Bloodborne, Bloodborne is just like a hack and slash. You can run. I kind of ran through Bloodborne a little easier than some people thought I would. They openly told me. So, Sekiro, I'm struggling, but it's two completely different games.
Yeah.
Anxiety is definitely higher when I play Sekiro as opposed to Bloodborne. So, it's just something you got to learn to control.
Yeah. But like I say, with Bloodborne, until the last boss of the game, I never pretty much parried the whole game.
I didn't. I hardly ever parried.
Yeah, mainly because I thought, similar to Sekiro, the window of when you could parry by shooting them was so small.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I thought, risk reward. If I get this wrong, I'm probably going to die in 1 or 2 hits.
Yeah.
Or I can just go a different, strategy and not bother with it. And yeah, that works for me. And similar to you, I did a few of the bosses first time. Plus, when people in chat saying, "Oh, you got a parry, the arsehole in me is like, "Oh, you want me to parry? Do you? I'm gonna parry even less now. I'm gonna do the opposite."
I beat a good majority of bosses in Sekiro not using Makiri counter. And that is something that you're supposed. It's where if somebody does a thrust attack, you step on the blade, and it raises their posture. I've beat a lot of bosses without even doing that. I still don't even really know how to do it.
Well, like I say, with Bloodborne, that seems like there's a little more wiggle room in the way you can play it. Not saying it's easier than Sekiro, because what's the name? Swordmaster, who's actually played New Game plus 12 on Sekiro. He said he found Bloodborne more difficult than Sekiro.
Really?
Yeah, but then it's a different, But he's played Sekiro before he played Bloodborne. So if he's trying to play Bloodborne how he played Sekiro, that might not work out the same. You're probably all right now at it once you get the hang of it. But I just feel like when I see people play Sekiro, it's like, you play this exactly how it's got to be played, or you're going to die. And I just think, I can't be bothered with that.
Yeah, I really don't. I give you shit about not playing it, but I can understand why people wouldn't want to play it. It's a game that you really have to adapt to and learn how to play, because if you don't learn how to play the game, you're not going to get through it. There's no possible way.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You say learn how to play it, but you're saying to learn how to play it how they want you to play it.
You have to learn how the game wants you to do it.
That's exactly. Whereas Bloodborne, that seems there's a lot more strategies you can play slightly different than you can have. Maybe you can in Sekiro, but they're always talking, even though I haven't investigated much into that, they're always saying in Bloodborne, "Oh, what build are you using?" I'm like, I don't know. He's got a big sword. I don't know what half of that means.
Yeah, I just level up my stats and that's it. I'm not
there's so many different ways you could favour different size weapons and different strategies. Where I've seen you, E, and Margin play it, I could take, the camera out, and you might as well be watching the same video.
Yeah.
because it looks like you're all playing it how they want you to play.
I level up health, I level up stamina, I level up strength, and I level up skill. I level up the things that I need to level up to use what weapons I want to use. Like,
yeah, I mean, like I said, I watched you on replay because for some reason that day when you were fighting the Great Ape, I kept leaving the stream as you'd done it, and then when I come back, you'd already finished it. So,
yeah,
well, you said you did,
yeah, you
but
missed
I
it
watched.
twice.
Yeah, and I was like, "Where's that?" Oh, I did it, and then you fought him again with his friend, and I missed that one as well.
I know
But
you missed both of them.
yeah, I watched the VOD, but then when I watched Margin do that and someone else do that, where you guys were pretty much hitting the Grey Ape, where he chucks himself at you, then fall down
Yeah,
and sort of stretches,
yeah.
and just after that part is when you were hitting him, but you were doing the same, and Margin and the other guy I was watching. I'm like, well, if if that is pretty much the only opening to hit that dude, and any other time you get in there, he'll counter you or one hit KO you. I think, well, what's the point of me playing the game?
It's weird because the game gives you very few openings to where you can actually attack, and that's why there's so many different kinds of sub weapons in Sekiro that you have to figure out which sub weapon is gonna help you out with each boss. And like that's the different thing about it because like I basically use two sub weapons and there's like I don't know 5 or 6 different sub weapons. Like I use the firecracker and I use the like the throwing stars, the shurikens or whatever. Whereas other people use, you know, a different sub weapon for each boss. It's weird. It's a different type of game. It's not a game like I've ever played before.
I mean, that's fine. I'm not going to criticize people for enjoying it. They might say, which is right, oh, you haven't completed the game, so your opinion doesn't count. I'm like, fair enough, I suppose. I'm just saying my opinion of what I've seen, which is why I'm not rushing out to play it.
Well, I mean that's a problem too. People saying that your opinion doesn't matter, or saying that not that you're saying Sekiro sucks, but people do that. It's like this is my opinion of the game, and it's like Sekiro looks like a good game. It's just the way that you play it is not the way I want to play it. Or it's like, oh, well, you didn't finish the game, and like I haven't finished Dark Souls 3 yet, but I mean I still have an opinion on the game, and it's like people shit on games a lot, and I don't think that they I don't know. That's a weird thing too. I don't understand it. And like it's okay to not like a game, but you need to have good reasons for why you don't like a game. And I don't think people have that sometimes. And it's a weird thing where people just shit on stuff because IGN says that the game sucks, or someone that they someone that they know played the game and they said the game sucks, and it's just like it gets lost somewhere. It's like I don't really like Zelda, but Zelda was just something I never got into. I don't hate Zelda. I think Link to the Past is a good game, even though I've never beat it. It's just something I never got into. So I'm trying to think of a game that's actually bad. Mortal Kombat 1 on Super Nintendo. That is a horrible fucking game. And if anybody disagrees with me, that's perfectly fine. Mortal Kombat 1 on Super Nintendo is one of the worst fighting game ports ever. The game is shit. The controls
Even original Street Fighter, there's a reason why anyone talk about Street Fighter, they always go straight to Street Fighter 2.
Yeah, because the first one kind of sucks. Mortal Kombat port on Super Nintendo kind of fucking sucks. Not kinda, it does suck. The controls suck. Everything feels delayed. Like, it's just not a good game.
There's no blood in it.
Yeah, that's true too. Looks like weird sweat. It's like gray sweat,
Yeah.
like dark gray sweat. I think. It's just weird, man. And then there's times where people just shit on games they've not even played or tried to play, and then they just fucking quit. And it's like, did you where was the chance that you gave it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean. We're talking
So
about someone again.
I mean, it's just weird. Like you can not like a game, but you need to have a good reason for why you don't like the game. It's like
Yeah.
Fallout 4 is a good game. I like it, kinda, but if I have to pick, I don't want to play Fallout 4 because the glitches piss me off, and I just don't want to play it. It makes me upset when I play it sometimes. So
Yeah, I wasn't a lover of Fallout 4. I thought it was okay, but I mean, I played the hell out of Fallout 3
yeah,
and then New Vegas. I mean, when I first played Fallout 3, I couldn't work it out because I wasn't paying attention, to the VATs and stuff like that. So I was
yeah,
trying to play it like Call of Duty, which you don't do you. That especially not at the beginning.
yeah,
And then I went back to it about a year later, and I was like, it's clicked,
yeah,
and I just loved it, and I just destroyed that game. And then I bought all the DLC, which all the extra stuff, and then I went on to New Vegas, done all that. So in this course of about 4 months, I just went through all of 3 and all of New Vegas and loved it.
yeah,
And then by the time 4 came out, I mean, this is after Skyrim as well, obviously, I was just like, I've done this before, I've done this so many times, and which, to spoil the end of Fallout 4, that is what happens at the end of Fallout 4 is what happens in the first 2 or 3 hours of Fallout 3.
yeah,
A big nuke goes off. I'm like, well, how can that be the climax to Fallout 4, which is something that happened after about 3, 4 hours in Fallout 3?
yeah. I've not
I've,
played,
you know,
I've not played Fallout 3, so I don't really have an opinion.
all right, spoilers, a nuke goes off. And it
Maybe
nukes a
just
bit. Oh, you can choose a nuke to go off or not,
yeah,
and it will blow up a city. But that's like I say, that's what happens at the end. You beat Fallout 4, haven't you?
yeah. I beat it.
Yeah. So that's what I couldn't get, but it's still a good game. Plus, they put all the house building stuff in, which I know some people like Brahman loves that, and
Yeah,
because we had, there was a big Minecraft community of, building mechanics and building houses and stuff, so they put that in there. I
yeah,
just never, I never got into Minecraft and stuff like that. I just thought, no, you make the game for me. I don't want to make the game for you.
yeah. I mean, I don't really like the whole house building thing and shit like that, but it doesn't really. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt the game enough for me to make that something that I dislike about it. It's like,
Yeah, I just think that they took away from the story which I liked from Fallout 3, the effort, and they put that into the house building, that's
yeah,
what I just felt what happened, whether it's the length of the game or the amount of characters or whatever it was, it just felt that they took a bit away from that to put into the house building.
yeah. I mean, we're video game players. I like what I like. You like what you like. Developers are going to do what they want to do. You can't make everybody happy.
Oh no, that's the biggest problem in games where, and just in general, they always seem to listen to people who don't like games
Yeah,
and ignore the people who do like them, which I've seen for years, like especially with, let's say, Resident Evil, where it went from a survival horror game, which people really enjoyed, to some kind of Call of Duty action
yeah,
experience game with like Resident Evil 5. And it's like, this is nothing. I mean, it's not a Resident Evil 4, 5, and 6. They're not bad games,
yeah,
but they don't feel like Resident Evil games. It's like they changed them to try and bring in the masses who've like, I don't like Resident Evil games because I don't like scary or survival horror games.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll make it less scary, less survival horror,
Well,
and then the people who like that get pissed off because they've changed the game. Yet
yeah.
the people they're trying to get by the games will still say, "I don't like Resident Evil because it's a horror survival game." So you've just wasted your time trying to do that.
Yeah. I mean, 4, I really like 4. I like Resident Evil 4 a lot. I had it on PS2, still got it on PS2. I bought it on PS2 cheap. 4 has its moments of really good tension.
Yeah.
Which fucking part is it? You know when you first meet the bugs that you can like hear them scurrying around but they're invisible? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you mean. And the I think what are they called, the progenitors or whatever they're called, that you have to look through the scope
The thermal
to
scope?
see them.
Yeah.
And you can see like the leeches on their bodies. You have to hit them or they regenerate.
Yeah.
And they make this horrible, like squeaky, like breathing noise. You're like, oh, they're coming.
Yeah.
And unless you know to do that, they'll
Yeah.
just keep getting up. And if they get close to you, then
You're
all the spikes come out of them and you're fucked. They were truly terrifying at
that
points
it,
until you knew what to do.
if you like, I had a hard time with that part. Like, well, first of all, those bugs that go invisible and reappear, and you just hear them, and it's like, and it's like, where the fuck is that coming from? And then they show up, and then you fucking miss your shot, and then, is that Resident Evil 4 or is that Revelations 2? No, that's Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, it's Resi 4. They put something similar in the Revelations game.
Yeah, because the girl can see them or whatever.
Yeah.
But in Resident Evil 4, those bugs is like it's a little nerve wracking because there could be like 2 or 3 of them and you don't even know it. And then like the regenerator guys that you need the thermal scope for, if you don't know you need the fucking thermal scope and you don't have the sniper rifle with you, you're fucked.
Yeah.
It's like there's your horror survival right there. It's like it's in there. It's just not as prominent as the first 3 games.
Yeah.
And that's why I still really like 4, is because it came out at a time for me. I think I was. When did that game come out? 05?
Yeah, 2004, 2005.
So I would have been freshman, sophomore in high school, 14, 15 years old, somewhere around there. And it's like, you know, I mean, I played Resident Evil 1, Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3. I didn't beat them, but I played them. Played some Silent Hills. It's like, Resident Evil 4, it's got its moments. It's like, you know, you got the chainsaw guys, and then you've got those, oh man, what are they called? You know, they're like, I don't know if they're witches or what they are, but, there's a part in Resident Evil 4, you can take 2 paths. One is like 2 Ganados, and then the other one is like 3 women in a swamp. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think so. I haven't played it for a long while.
They're really difficult to beat, and it's like I would have to look it up to even figure out what it is. Like I think 4 is still, it's teetering on the fence of being a survival horror and not a Resident Evil game, but it's like there's enough there to be like, yeah, 4 gets a pass from me.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. And then 5 is like, I've not played 5. I've seen gameplay of it. And then 6, I mean, 6 is what it is, but I think 6 is a good game.
Yeah, I like 6. I actually I feel like I like 6 probably definitely more than 5.
Yeah.
And maybe more than 4.
I mean,
purely because 4 is so hard to go back to with you know, the controls, because you can't move when you shoot.
yeah.
And it's just a bit, I don't know if that's how they did it, But it's all those things, once you go back to do it, that's like when you used to having dual analog controls, and then you tried to go back to, say, an N64 and play GoldenEye with one and using those buttons. It's hard to go back. And also, I don't know what they've done, but on the PS4 and the Xbox version that they've released of Resident Evil 4, they've messed with all the control schemes.
It's weird. I can't play it on PS4.
Yeah, because I tried to get it to play how I played it on GameCube.
Yeah.
And I can't find that scheme. And I looked in the book, and I don't think you can get that scheme. So it doesn't work for how they did it.
Yeah.
Even though GameCube had two controllers, they still never did the same way, like you do now, whereas one stick is to move, the other stick is to look.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't do both at the same time. So when you held a button, the stick that was moving is then aiming the gun, so it just doesn't. The game was never designed for that.
Yeah, I agree. I've had the PS4 version for a while, and I've tried to play it 2 or 3 different times, and I still can't play it. And I'm like, how did I play this on PS2? And then I look up, and it's like, oh, this is how you make it like the original controls. And then I try to do that, and it's like that still doesn't even feel right. It's still.
And also, they changed the difficulty, whereas there isn't a difficulty in the newer versions. Where on the old one, you could have like easy, normal, and hard.
I thought you had to beat the game to get hard.
Yeah, but you just start off. It's just one setting, and maybe I'm thinking this wrong, but it goes on how good you are at the game. So if you start off the game really well, it ramps up the difficulty and reduces the amount of ammo you're getting. So if you're quite good at the game, you start off really well, you're not getting touched, you're not getting bit, then all of a sudden you go from easy or normal, where the game will start, to really hard difficulty. And I got to, when I was playing it, I was like, I've got like 4 bullets, there's guys everywhere, and I've got no more bullets to do, and I can't kill the dudes. I'm like, so, to add that sort of thing into a 15-year-old game, that's probably more like 12 or 13 when they did it. The game was designed to have set difficulty levels. You can't change that to an on-the-fly thing.
Yeah, that's a weird scaling thing. So
it seems like if I was really bad at the game, I could play the game easier.
Yeah, just kill an enemy here and there, and then get bit a couple times and just heal yourself.
Yeah, so, it's like some of those games where I think it was Grand Theft Auto 5 or 4, where if you die enough times during a mission, you can just skip the mission entirely.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. I think that's like 3 or 4 times you fail a mission, it'll come up, do you want to skip this mission? And you could go, okay, and then it'll just skip the part and go straight to the cut scene at the end of that mission.
Yeah, that's weird. I didn't know that. I've not played a lot of Grand Theft Auto though. I played the first one, and a little bit of San Andreas, but Grand Theft Auto wasn't really up.
I think because of a lot of the older games, they were really hard, and a lot of people couldn't get through them without using cheats.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And I think there was 1 or 2 missions in GTA 4 which had like no checkpoints. I think it's called 4-leaf clover, when you're doing like a bank robbery sort of thing. It's like in a lot of like top 10 YouTube hardest game level things. But it was just really, really difficult, and there was like no checkpoints, midway through the mission.
Yeah.
So the mission's like 15, 20 minutes long.
Shit.
And if you died, you just go right back to the start.
Damn.
And that's where a lot of people just gave up on it. So I think that's one of the reasons why they added that into it, because a lot of people never got past it.
And which Grand Theft Auto was that?
GTA 4.
I've never played that one either. I don't even know if I've ever seen the cover of GTA 4, honestly.
They all look the same. They've all got like weird comic book art on them.
No, the first Grand Theft Auto was like a black and white city with like Grand Theft Auto in like flaming letters, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, I mean since 3.
When it came out on PS1.
Yeah. Yeah, they were hard. I remember playing the demo, but I remember getting 3 back in the day because, I was in the game shop, I was electronics boutique, and I was like, what is a Grand Theft Auto game? It's 3D. It's like I didn't know it was coming out because,
Yeah.
internet wasn't as huge in the early 2000s as it is now. Everyone's got internet on their phone and social media. It's hard not to know if something's coming out than it is to find out that it is. But I remember getting that and thinking, oh, this is a cool game. And just how brilliant that was. I was like, wow, this is good.
I remember Grand Theft Auto 3 coming out, and it was like mind blowing to people.
It just set the standard for video games. Like this is what you can do.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, I never played it. I saw people play it. A few of my friends loved them. It just wasn't something that it's an open world, and it's open world RPG. And like I was still hung up on Super Nintendo RPGs. I'm still hung up on them now. From fucking 1992 when I got a Super Nintendo to now in 2020, like I'm still hung up on Super Nintendo RPGs. It's why I haven't fucking. When did Skyrim come out? 2009.
2011.
I've never played it. Never played it.
I really think that is a game that I think if you played that on PS4, that could really hook you.
I might try it out. I don't know.
I mean, I know you like Fallout. That would hook you, that game.
It probably would. I like open world. I like RPGs. I like side missions. And is there? I don't know if there's crafting in that. I'm sure there's crafting in that game.
There's some which they added to the DLC of the game.
Yeah.
So it'd be in the PS4 version, the whatever of the year edition that's called, the special edition or whatever that is.
Yeah.
But that's mostly that wasn't in the original game, so you don't have to bother with it. I did on some of it because I got the all the achievements on the 360 and the Xbox One version.
Yeah.
So I probably put like 200 hours, 250 hours into that game.
See, that's kind of what I want. Like Witcher. Witcher's got like 200 plus hours of game time. I mean, I've put in right at 100, maybe a little bit over, and I've not done everything. But I do want to see all the aspects of the game that the game has to offer. Even if I don't use it all the time, it's like, I want to, like, there's people out there like me that's probably not played it that might come to my stream if I was to play Skyrim, and like, I want to show off the features of the game. And
the thing is with Skyrim, there's so many different ways you can play it. You could be, just get a great big sword and go around smashing things and go all, strength. You can go like magic and have different magic in your hands. You can have a sword and magic, or you can get like a bow and arrow and play it completely stealth. Do you see what I mean? So there's so many different styles that you can play that game. Whereas I say like Sekiro, it just seems it's one style or you're going to die.
Yeah,
that's why it's not that. Not saying that that could be a great. If some people like those type of games, which a lot of people do, they love those Soulsborne, Sekiro style games. Great, love them. I'm not knocking them. If they love those games, that's brilliant. That's just and I was the same with Bloodborne. I just thought, a game which is just really hard and you die all the time, that doesn't seem fun. Why bother? But I remember Andy Social Gamer was saying, "Oh, you should play it." That I think because he said that was his favourite game, probably ever.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Wow!" So obviously I streamed it, and as soon as I started streaming it, he disappeared off Twitch for like a month. So typical Andy.
Sounds like Andy.
But yeah. But I, at no point during that game, other than that one boss fight, did I ever think this game is being unfair to me.
Yeah.
I felt I was learning as the game was progressing.
Yeah.
And towards the end of it, I felt, I can hold my own. Whereas, some other games, I just, like Dark Souls, I must have played that for 5 to 10 hours, and I felt as bad after 5 to 10 hours as I did in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, I'm definitely better at Bloodborne than I am Dark Souls or Sekiro. But Bloodborne feels more like a hack and slash beat 'em up than the other games do. It's faster pace. Not that the game's easy, but it's easier. It's easier to adapt to.
Yeah, it seems there's a little bit more leeway in how you can play. I remember, I don't know if you did, there was one boss I did first time, and the guys in chat was like, "Oh, you're going to struggle with this boss. You've got to go up all these different flights of stairs, kill these witches that are shooting fireballs at you, and then take out these dudes and get in and out." And I just ran after that guy, probably beginner's luck, and I just smashed the crap out of him. And somehow all these fireballs that were hitting me, just, being shot at me, just missed me.
Yeah.
And he pretty much never touched me, and I just smashed the crap out of him first. And the guys in chat were like, "How'd you do that? That took me a month." And I'm like, "I don't know."
Yeah, I mean, that happens to me too. There's times where people are like, "This is going to be tough," and then I do it first try, and it's like, I don't know. Sometimes something just happens in your brain. It just causes you to do well, and sometimes you get a little bit of RNG luck in a game. Yeah. So it is what it is. Nick, we've been talking for 2.5 hours.
Lovely.
Let's go play some.
Another 2.5?
No. We'll do another 2.5 in maybe like 5 months. You want to play some Warzone?
Yeah, we'll play some Warzone.
Well, I appreciate you coming on the podcast.
Well, that's okay, mate. I'm happy to do it. If you need any help or with anything, let me know.
I love talking to you, and I love listening to what you have to say, because you, like myself, don't care to give your opinion on things. So, I thought I was going to have Majin on. I was like, I need to get Nick on. I want to get Nick on there. I feel like Nick needs to air some stuff out. Probably make him feel better just to get it out there in the open. Because, we talk in voice chat. Few people know our conversation. So, I think it's good sometimes. You gotta... It bothers me sometimes that I hold things in. And then it's like, maybe if I get it out there, even if, I'm just saying whatever how I feel, some people might hear it and it might help their stream or something. Or maybe help them rethink about how they do their stream, or might just help them in real life. Like that effort thing, that's not just particular to streaming. That goes for a lot of things. If you want to make it better or do better, it's like you have to really put in the effort and learn and read and try new things and see if this works, see if that works, and things like that. So, I mean, which you do a good job of that too, because, trying to explain what works, because you've had some OBS trouble, Streamlabs trouble, audio trouble, microphone trouble, game audio trouble, so...
all in the same stream at one point.
The same stream, and it's like...
It's all Ben Taylor's fault.
Nah, don't blame Ben. Hashtag justice for Ben. So, I mean, and you take the advice and you're like, okay, well, let me try that. Well, that didn't work. Okay. And then someone else says something and it's like, well, try this. And it's like, okay, that kind of worked, but it's still not working the way I want. It's trial and error. Trial and error and narrowing down the cause of what you can do right and wrong till you get to the spot that something works and you've tested it and it works great, and now you're at the point to where you feel comfortable with doing things how you think they should be done.
Yeah.
But you gotta start doing... Sometimes you have to do wrong things before you figure out what's right. And you can't just be like, okay, this is right, this is right, this is right. You gotta fuck up to figure out what you're... to get you on the right track to do the things that can really help you as a streamer, as a person in life. If you're not fucking up, you're not doing stuff.
True. I mean, I spent like 2 weeks trying to get my audio to be better, and I changed so much stuff and got so mad, and it turns out it was just one setting on the Blue Yeti mic that I had to turn down. I was like, oh, all right then.
Yeah, and then it's like you spend that 2 weeks and you're just like, God damn it, what the fuck is wrong? Why?
Yeah.
I've Googled everything that I can fucking Google. I don't know what else to do.
Watch like 70 videos on YouTube that tells you nothing.
Yeah, and it's leaving out the one thing that's still causing your problem. But I mean, then like one day you can just be sitting there and you're just like, what if I do such and such? And you're just like, really? That's all it fucking was? And it's, I mean, that's the kind of stuff that I want my channel to grow from is, people help, like your microphone problem, or, like me helping Majin with his sound commands, or helping Armageddon with, uploading emotes or panels or whatever people are doing. It's just like, if you don't know, you don't know. And there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes Google doesn't tell you things. So ask.
Sometimes Google doesn't tell you really simple things, especially with streaming. It's like, oh, how do I get audio to work through Streamlabs OBS? And you go in there, and it's like a 35-minute video talking about equalizers and shit. I was like, I just want to turn it on. I don't want.
Yeah, a 30-minute video that needs to be fucking 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, which I'm speaking to someone I know who's started that, and who I know does podcasts, and he's now started up another YouTube channel. And I messaged him. I was like, can you put some really just simple, basic, this is how you get audio through Streamlabs.
Yeah.
Just plug your mic in. This is where it is.
Yeah.
And if you want to hear it through your headphones or your PC, you click this or this. Done.
Yeah.
Don't go through all these filters and stuff like that, because that's just going to confuse
I'm not
people.
looking for filters. I'm looking for, okay, this is what you need to do. You need to open OBS, and then you need to open your microphone software. You need to link these up, and then you need to select this, and then you can adjust your levels and all that stuff. That's all I need to know. 2.5 minutes. Yeah. I can fix my levels myself. You don't even have to tell me that. What do I open and how do I link them up? That's all I need to know.
Yeah. I mean, all I wanted to do was get the gameplay and, the chat sound in my headset all at once, which I couldn't do for some reason. And I had it perfect, and I recorded it, and I recorded like 10 minutes. I thought, yep, that's perfect. And I went into the stream, and you guys couldn't hear anything. I sounded like a robot, yet when I hit record, it sounded fine.
Yeah.
And it's probably because I was in Bluetooth headphones, but...
It's the weird thing, and... there's a lot of, like, I have problems with it too, finding stuff that I don't know, and I'm trying to figure out from Google or YouTube or whatever. Like you said, it's a 30-minute video. Why? Why is it 30 minutes? This should be at the very least, at the most, a 5-minute video.
So they can put like 37 little advert breaks in between everything.
Yeah, and the thing that I try to live by, because I'm a very simple guy. I run a very simple setup. I like things neat and clean and tidy. Do you know what the KISS method is? KISS. Do you know what that method is?
Yeah, that's a wrestling thing as well, isn't it? Keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah, and I'm glad you know that. I don't think a lot of people know what that is, and if they do know what it is, why they don't live by that method, I have no fucking idea. Because, like, Armageddon, he asked me last night, he was trying to figure out what was going on with this shout-out command. And he was like, man, I tried to Google and tried to find this, and I don't know what's wrong. And he was like, why will my shout-out command not work? So, I spent 10 minutes trying to figure out, like, okay, what kind of variable do you have in there for the bot? And do you have links disabled? Do you have links enabled? If you do, disable them. And finally got narrowed it down, got to the point of he didn't have Stream Elements as a moderator, so it wouldn't put the link. Doesn't fucking anywhere.
No, that is so. That's what I've known so many people to do with that. They haven't made him a mod, but it doesn't tell you to do that, does it?
Doesn't tell you shit. And if it does tell you, it's a pain to try to word that on Google to be like, oh, does Stream Elements bot need to be a moderator so it'll do shout out commands and post a link? Google, you will not fucking be able to Google that and find what you're looking
I
for.
remember a few months ago in Perktown's stream, he said he couldn't work out why his bot was posting everything twice.
Yeah.
So he was so stressed out. Oh, why is... I mean, he used Streamlabs the same as me, and I use Streamout. So you actually open a program as well on your PC, so it's not in the cloud.
Yep.
So he was stressing, why is it coming through twice? And what was it? He treble clicked the icon, so he opened it twice. So it was opened twice on his desktop.
Yeah, my bot's a little simpler than that. I don't even have Stream Elements up, and it just automatically... Like, I mean, I've got it linked with my Twitch account.
Yeah. So Stream Elements is good. Same as Streamlabs. There's a bit more you can tinker with, but it's a little bit more complicated. So it depends how much you're going to use.
I mean, I don't know. I'm indifferent. I just prefer Stream Elements. Stream Elements with OBS Studio works well enough for me for what I want. I want the game, I want my cam, and I want sound effects. That's it. That's all I want. I don't need anything. I don't need anything flashy.
Yeah, like anyone, if they use whatever, like I like Streamlabs OBS. A few people said to me, just use OBS Studio. Well, I tried using that last year, couldn't get on with it, couldn't get it to work.
Yep.
And then I tried it again a couple of months ago, or a month ago, and it just, even though it's very similar to Streamlabs OBS, it's just the little differences and stuff kept moving. I was like, no, but it works for me. So don't, if it's working for you and you like it and you don't want to mess with it, use what, there's so many different programs you can use. Some people might just be happy with the basic, if they're streaming through Elgato, the basic, Elgato software. If that works for you, fine. Don't let anybody else tell you you're doing it wrong if it works for you.
Yeah, I mean, at the same time, don't disregard it either. If you haven't tried it, maybe try it. If it doesn't work, just be like, oh, yeah, I tried it, didn't work, so I went back. You know what I mean?
We're not saying you should, like, if someone's telling you your audio needs to go up or down, or could you try putting your camera in this corner because you're blocking that, that's fine. But if their advice is, oh, what's the matter? What are you using? I'm using that. Well, that's your problem. You're an idiot. You're using that. Well, no, that's not constructive criticism at all, is it?
No.
That's not helping.
I mean, I do that shit too, but I only do that to people I know.
Well, no. That's how I met you.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, if you like Streamlabs, use Streamlabs. I'm not a fan of Streamlabs, and you're not going to change my mind. So, I mean, once your mind's made up, your mind's made up. You're not going to change anybody's mind. I will at least listen to your point. As long as you have a good point to argue, I'll listen to you all day long. I don't care. But, like, OBS Studio works for me. It's simple. Yeah. It's what I've used from the beginning. Stream Elements, it's simple. It's what I've used from the beginning. So I don't need anything flashy and, crazy overlays and video sound effects and things like that. I don't need all that. I can do that in OBS in Studio, but I just haven't wanted to. I haven't figured out how I want to do it and the things I want to add and things like that. So it's a little more time consuming in OBS Studio, but at least I know that it's not eating up my CPU, even though I'm not using it. So, I mean, it is what it is. People are free to do whatever they want. Let's go play some Warzone.
Yep, Warzone. We're going to win.
Hopefully win. Anybody wants to play Warzone? My Twitch channel, it's got my code. My Discord's on there. You can join my Discord. You can find Nick's Discord. I'll have Nick's Twitch link down below, as well as mine. I appreciate anybody that listens to this. Nick, I appreciate having you on. I'll talk to you here shortly, I guess.
All right, let's end this.
It was fun. We'll have to do this again in a few months or something when we got some new shit to talk about.
Yeah, the new consoles or something.
Yeah. I mean, that's what, a 5-minute conversation? All right,
Yeah,
bud.
we'll stretch it out for 2 hours.
Yeah, try to. All right, bud. I'll talk to you here in a little while. Everybody else out there, be safe. Don't forget about Corona. You can still get sick. Nick, any last words?
Yeah. No last
No
words.
last words? All right. See you guys. See you, Nick.